came rolling out of nowhere, just a pasty Wi-Fi king. With lots of burner accounts, a Twitch ban and YouTube live stream. Screaming about orbs and covert black ops. And if you didn't believe him, you're just another psyop. But the facts don't lie, and the truth don't bend. When the house of cards starts breaking in the wind, there ain't gonna be no amnesty. Not for you, not for me, or any NPC. Said if you don't think they're real, just going off yourself. And all the NPCs said, wait, what the hell? Now he's threatening U.S. senators on YouTube live streams, because the clock's nearing midnight on his grifting dreams. He said Secretary of State Marco Rubio should face the guillotine. When the straight face and no due process, just based on some emails he's seen. Rock bottom meet Ashton, that boy also known as Trey. Deep down I think we always knew his grift would spiral out this way. There ain't gonna be no amnesty, not for you, not for me, or any NPC. Said if you don't think they're real, just going off yourself. And all the NPCs said, wait, what the hell? Now he's threatening U.S. senators on YouTube live streams, because the clock's nearing midnight on his grifting dreams. Ashton's calling for public executions and teaching physics he doesn't understand. Rejoicing like an over-the-top idiot on live stream. The time I took his dumb ass for a quick $3,000. Now he's pacing in his tighty-whitey, shouting at the air. Why's everybody fucking retarded? That's his public prayer. Grew a cold from crazy's comments, fed him Reddit, great absurd. Ash told it was Wagyu beef, when in reality it was just a salted turd. There ain't gonna be no amnesty, not for you, not for me, or any NPC. He said if you don't think they're real, just going off yourself. And all the NPCs said, wait, what the hell? Now he's threatening U.S. senators on YouTube live streams, because the clock's nearing midnight on his grifting dreams. So saddle up, Ashton, go on and ride off slow. Your grift done peaked a long time ago. I wanna be profit, in it for profit, and a daywalker ginger at that. Ain't it a wonder people have taken to calling you asshat? Little bitch talks so much, yet somehow never has anything to say. I think it's about that time that you do it already and shut the fuck up, Trey.
Some chase truth. Ashton chases clout.
I deserve a Nobel Prize for truth, for physics, for bravery. You don't get it, do you?
Ashton Forbes got a story to sell. 2 fake clips and a ticket to hell, claims they're real. Truth on the line. A narcissist dancing on borrowed time. Zap, zap, the lies unfold. Truth's a diamond, but his is cold. MH370's ghosts won't sleep, while Ashton's pockets get fat and deep. He's got theories, but no receipts. Talking loud while the truth retreats. Grifter's game, a tragedy's prize. He spins his tail with hollow eyes. Zap, zap, the lies unfold. Truth's a diamond, but his is cold. MH370's ghosts won't sleep, while Ashton's cries of the lost, a haunting sound. But he's too far gone to hear their plea, lost in the mirror of his own vanity. The sky holds secrets, the sea holds pain, but Ashton's out here chasing fame. Two fake videos, a web of deceit, while the real story's buried beneath. Unfold. Truth's a diamond, but his is cold. MH370's ghost won't sleep, while Ashton's pockets get fat and deep. He builds his castle on shaky ground. The cries of the lost, a haunting sound. But he's too far gone to hear their plea, lost in the mirror of his own vanity.
This is like saying that my butthole is your butthole because they're similar, right? It's not, we don't have the same butthole because of that.
The sky holds secrets, the sea holds pain, but Ashton's out here chasing fame. Two fake videos, a web of deceit, while the real story's buried beneath.
Would you sit there going, where's the body though? Where's the body though? You don't care about that. The important part is we have teleportation and they used it on an airplane. Where'd the people go? Who cares? Who cares?
Too late.
there's several reasons why I stopped doing the magnetic motor free energy thing. None of them were because it's not real. The main thing is that I realized it was kind of a gimmick. Is that, yeah, free energy magnetic motors is like cool, I guess, but I realized pretty quickly going through it, there's a lot of challenges that I hadn't considered. And what's a lot cooler than a magnetic motor, which is basically just an antique at this point, is a free energy microchip. Free energy microchip. And I realized everybody's just making microchips.
Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome. Yes, it's too late to apologize. We've included that in our intro because Ashton has consistently told people who were 100% factually correct and right that these videos are fake as shit to apologize or he will destroy their lives. And we've seen recently the crash out has gotten so bad that he's calling for United States senators to face the death penalty, even saying Marco Rubio should face the guillotine. As his grift has come completely and totally unraveled, so has the mental state. And we can show you some evidence that apparently even members of his family are contacting him and saying, please take your meds. And I'm not making this up. I haven't verified if it's a member of his family. Appears to be. It's one of those things, however, that it just leads to the cringed nature. And as I have observed in my Griftology 101, when the grift starts crashing down, these grifters start crashing out. And recently, because of Professor Dave, who has millions of subscribers, Ashton has really started crashing out. So, not to beat a dead horse, but maybe to beat a dead grift, right? We have a lot to share with you. We didn't, I realize, play Ashton's rebuttal to the professor who ripped him to shreds, Professor Dave, that is. Be sure to check out his channel for his 2 videos that really put things into perspective and just completely destroy the videos by way of the debunks. Tonight I'll be sharing some of my favorite of the prover maneuvers. I call them the prover maneuver. You know, when I say the videos have been debunked, I don't mean by one person. I mean by many, many people. And still to this day, Ashton cannot provide one on the record VFX or CGI expert that will say those videos are real. And the moving of the goalposts is a consistent problem with Ashton. Of course, first he said that these were videos taken by a surveillance satellite. Turns out that that was completely debunked as totally impossible. So then he moved and said, well, they're MQ-9, I believe, drone footage. And an MQ-9 drone expert came out and said, these are not from an MQ-9 Reaper. They cannot be, and here's why. I worked on these while I was in the military. I'm an expert on that surveillance platform. These videos did not come from that. Then he changed. Now it's Gorgon Stare, apparently videos taken by that platform. And experts in that have come out and said, no, these can't be, and here's why. It's like the grift that won't die. It's like the zombie grift that no matter, you know, and this we've gotten into this before, but we're going to touch on it. Some of these grifters live in an alternate reality, a false reality built on fake conspiracies. And unfortunately, that's where Ashton has been residing for quite some time now. We're going to take a moment to welcome in the live chat. Rotary Matrix is here. Glad to see it. And gifted 1 True Seekers membership. And happy to see who won that one. Simon Fly, who you may know does a lot of our music videos, not the ones from tonight. And I heard Simon Fly say, oh, not this person's AI crap, but a user fixed that video. And I thought that the new version was much, much better. And we want to thank @Diork55, who's a show supporter and let me use all these videos. We got one more about the cult of Ashton Forbes coming up. This person, there's a whole community of people, including Diork55 and Chrisley and a bunch of others that should be worthy of mention that are on Twitter consistently just ripping this fake shit to shreds. And I'm here for it. So, pardon me. But we thank Rotary Matrix for gifting a free membership to Simon Fly. If you are not a subscriber, you're not eligible to win these free memberships when a kind and generous soul like Rotary Matrix gifts one. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm sure there'll be some other free memberships that will be getting handed out tonight. So if you're feeling lucky, hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Rotary Matrix, and praise the cash. Naka with $4.99 and one for the goal says, "Let's go, Steven." Yes, absolutely. And we want to take a moment to thank you all for your kindness, generosity, and support. Don't Touch Me, I'm Crazy is here with 5. Ashton was posting as one of his fans in the conspiracy subreddit over the weekend, fishing for compliments. Yes, I believe that he's been in my comments with sock puppet accounts because nobody reasonable would be so, I don't know, cult like worshiping of Ashton Forbes in my comments, in my opinion. He's been caught multiple times, in my opinion, using sock puppet accounts to argue with his critics, right? It's one of those things, this is what some of the grifters do. They don't want to use their real names, so they send a fake account. UFO Shane is here. He's grifting for UFO week, right? It's UFO Twitter week. And I was listening in. I listen to spaces occasionally while I'm editing or prepping the show or doing whatever, just trying to keep up with what's going on. So UFO Shane is now grifting UFO Twitter week. Good for him. Praise the cash, bitches. And UFO Shane, I heard that you have to get your gallbladder out, because I could give you some advice about that. I am one of those humans that has no gallbladder. I was having gallbladder attacks some time ago, and I had to get it out. And that was probably the more painful than having a brain aneurysm, if you could believe that. I was having these terrible gallbladder attacks for, I don't know, a year, undiagnosed. I didn't know what it was. It was debilitating. I'd get backaches and I'd throw up and I couldn't keep food down. Your gallbladder can turn on you. Makes me wonder, what did they do back in the day? Did they just suffer through that until it straightened itself out? I don't know. Yes, you are correct. I apologize. Let's correct that. D-Rock. See, we have an intelligent audience here. Gorgon Stare is the name of the USA Ultra Drone program that gave eyes on it. Yes, but there have been experts in that project that have come out and said, no, those videos couldn't have come from those platforms, and here's why. Just like experts in satellite imagery came out and said the videos are fake. Just like MQ-9 Reaper drone experts came out and said they couldn't have been taken by that platform. And there's ample and supportive proof of that, but thank you for correcting me. Go cry about it on your Star Trek toys. Chrysler, what's going on? And by the way, I'll be sharing, you know what, maybe we'll do that first. So for those unaware, that the whole Ashton grift is built on these fake videos that came from a UFO scam YouTube channel. I have a few of Chrysler's videos here, who I follow on Twitter. It's at Chrysler, Cryshlee. And if you want to see the proof that these videos are fake as shit, you should follow Chrysler there as well. So we'll start by sharing a few of the Chrysler videos, and I have one other to share with you, just to display the ridiculousness of this man who won't give up the grift. The evidence is overwhelming that the videos are fake. And here's one of the many videos Chrysler has made, saying there are several inconsistencies in these hoax videos. Here is a glaring example of one in the so-called FLIR footage. This inconsistency could be strategically impossible to occur with genuine footage and directly contradicts the current claim.
Both the FLIR and satellite version of these hoax videos have several inconsistencies. Here's one of them. Frames 1083 and 1132 of the FLIR footage are perfect matches, despite being 2 seconds apart. This would not happen if this was genuine footage. Consider the fact that this plane was on fire. It is statistically impossible for two
Suffer,
frames
grift.
of fire, smoke, etc. to be identical. This is how we know that these videos are VFX. It is very likely that the hoaxer did this in order to mask over a mistake.
Yeah, so Chrysler's point is that the airplane's supposed to be on fire. And if that's the case, no two frames of a video of something on fire would match. And in this case, they do match. So that should prove that the videos are fake. Oh, and of course, somebody's going to argue they aren't the same frames. Chrysler says they are the same frames. One has simply scaled down. In my example, I overlay the frames and lower the opacity back and forth. You can only see a difference in the black bars on the sides, right? So it's so funny. Like even somebody that's an expert will bring forward something like this. Like Chrysler's a verified, bona fide expert in these things and VFX and CGI and composting and all of that, and people still want to argue. Oh no, they're not exact. They're not pixel for pixel 100%. Come on, how far do you have to reach to keep the grift going? And here Chrysler says more damning evidence. The orbs do not interact with the smoke and contrails. When playing the footage side by side, you'll see that not only are they not in sync, there is no smoke interaction in the drone video in the corresponding frames. And there would be if this was a real objects. But these are CGI fakes, so that explains it.
So I've been asked to comment on the smoke displacement that some people have been seeing, and really quickly I just have both of these clips. They're aligned to the blast. I'll play it through really quick just so you guys can see that they are synchronized. You can also see that they're synchronized based off of where the first orb enters, and again there's some inconsistencies here, but let's focus on the smoke first. I believe that the frame that is in question is right when the orb starts spinning in a different direction. So right here, notice that I believe this is the frame here. First, I kind of want to direct you to...
Oh, wow, look, those orbs are going right through the contrails of the plane, but having no effect on the contrails. Why?
The drone video on the right-hand side. The orb is not even in the same place. And when it does cross over, nothing happens.
Crosses right through the smoke contrails, and yet the smoke contrails don't react at all. Could it be because this shit is fake as hell?
Really quick. Here's the frame in question. The orb is not in the same spot, first of all. And when it does cross over, we see nothing.
On both of the videos.
I just want to show you again, these are aligned to the best of my ability, because again, they're not in sync. In addition to that, there are different frame rates. And what that means is that they're not playing at the same speed. So this is the best that we can do when we go to try to line them up. Even when the first orb comes in, it's not coming at the same time. It's not coming in at the same direction. When it crosses over the smoke path, there is no distortion here.
Yeah, so according to physics, there would have to be. But don't let things like, science and facts get in the way of a good grift, Ashton. Here it is, definitive proof that the Shock WV MOV asset is a perfect match. It took 3 minutes. Yeah, so of course, these are CGI fakes built with stock assets. And I apologize for my neighbor's dog. I'm sure you audiophiles will complain, but go ahead. Or buy me a soundproof studio. Definitive proof that they match. There you go. Oh, it's a match. Imagine that, Ashton. The stock video explosion effect, shockwv.mov, is a perfect match. It took me less than 3 minutes. Chrysler says, I cannot comprehend the argument that there is no match. These videos are VFX and are all fake. Why do people perpetuate the lie that they are real? Because grifting is very profitable. That's what I will say. So that's a perfect match. And there's more than just that stock asset that people have found. This is my favorite because this proves that. Oh, I'm sorry, Chrysler. I should have done this. I apologize to Chrysler and my audience. Should show me little and Chrysler big. She's the big bad debunker, and she's female. So incel Ashton cries every night. He watches Chrysler's post and he cries like a bitch because this girl has ripped him to shreds, and I'm here for it. Rip him to shreds some more, Chrysler. Rip him to shreds. Fuck this grifter. Sick of this shit. All right, all right. Sorry, I'll compose myself. This is my favorite because if you have to literally deny reality to deny that these stock images were used to create the background of these fake as shit videos. You have to deny literal reality to still think these videos may be real or could be real or should be real. It's just one of those things. And Tales of the Sonic Voyage gifted another True Seekers membership. So thank you, Tales of the Sonic Voyage. Big show support. And look at the leech. Tales of the Sonic Voyage. You're gonna have to give some more memberships because look at the leech. That this guy claims to be such a big fan of mine. Why were you not already a member, UFO Shane? Right? UFO Shane received a gifted membership by Tales of the Sonic Voyage. So thank you, Tales of the Sonic Voyage, for your kindness, generosity, and support. Charles McDonald with 10. I hope Force sues someone and we get to see him in a deposition. Well, he's throwing around a lot of threats. I haven't heard legal threats, but he did sue his local county during COVID. That was his grift before the MH370 grift. He crowdfunded a whole bunch of money, and then he just spent like $200 to file a lawsuit against his own county himself. Great, great. Yeah, thank you, Charles McDonald. Big show support tonight. Let's get some more. But let's go back. So this is my favorite of the proofs. And what you should know also is that the person who took these images was located, gave testimony about where and when he took these images from an airplane and how he posted them to a stock, asset website. And there's all these people arguing, like, well, they're not pixel for pixel 100%. Come on. Let's see how well Chrysler matches these to create the fake background.
This one goes here. So let's bring it up and turn down the opacity so we can fit it.
There we go. I got to size it up just a little bit. Zoom. Yeah.
I think what
yeah.
was also said was that this was stretched as well.
So you stretch it a little bit. Oh, gee, it fits the whole background. The stock image that somebody took on an airplane. Meaning, the background of this image did not come from satellite video or MQ-9 or Reaper drones. It didn't come from any drone. It came from stock images. It is a constructed false reality. That's what Ashton's selling people. A fake, constructed, false reality. It's not real. They're not real clouds. They're images of clouds.
Let's bring the opacity. It's still a bit wider.
Oh, it's a close enough match.
So here I'm just adjusting again the curves. Down here you're controlling the shadows, and up here you're controlling the highlights.
Interesting.
I've been doing this for years. over a decade. Probably more than that.
And that's a very good point to make. Ashton has exactly zero experience with VFX or CGI. And he's still going to argue with somebody that has 10 years of experience or more of doing exactly this. Composting, making, composited, images over constructed fake still backgrounds made from, still images.
So I can tell you for a fact that these are VFX. And I'm showing you right now how it was done. And I realized that this causes some things to not square away in terms of how one of the investigations are going. But I don't think that that's a reason to disregard what people are saying about it.
Yeah, there's always some grifter excuse. Well, Ashton says things like it doesn't match 100% pixel for pixel. It won't, because the original faker of the video, notice how Chrysler was modifying the parameters here? The shadow, the opacity, stretching it a little bit. Whoever created the fake video, you're never going to get all these settings 100% correct. But when you overlay what Chrysler's doing on the video, it's a match. And anybody who doesn't think it's a match is retarded. There was a time when I was arguing with these retarded people. I will no longer argue with retards. The videos are fake. It's overwhelming evidence that the videos are fake.
Of how one of the investigations are going. But I don't think that that's a reason to disregard what people are saying about it. So there has to be a reason why you feel like a VFX artist can't, quote unquote, debunk these videos.
Yes, because I'm not going to use the R word again. We'll be kind. And I just want to take one moment to say something that's very important. I get it. Wouldn't it be a cooler world if there really was orb plasma teleportation devices that the government has and they can teleport an entire airplane somewhere secret? Yeah, that would be a cooler world, right? Archaic Revival, I thought Ashton had to admit that it was fake. He did. Based on these backgrounds, he once admitted that the videos were fake. And then as soon as somebody gave him a decent excuse, he took it back and started saying that, oh no, they're not pixel for pixel perfect or some bullshit. The images weren't online at the time the video was released. Yes, they were, right? Yes. Boggy Splowdy says it's to waste time. You spend more time disproving it than it did to create the lie. Yeah, there is a law about that. In other words, the saying for that law, and I think it's Brandolini's law. Let me look that up really quick because this is an important point that you raise. These people want you to waste all of your time. Yes, Brandolini's law. And this is straight from Wikipedia. The bullshit asymmetry principle is an internet adage coined in 2013 by Italian programmer Alberto Brandolini. And basically, what this law states is that the amount of effort required to dispel bullshit is orders of magnitude more than it takes to create it. And I think that is very, very apt here. Like, look at all these VFX people. Look at all these CGI people. Look at all these researchers saying these videos are fake and here's why. Why should, literally people have put, I don't know about Chrysler. What if Chrysler, I think it's fair to say you've put 100 or more hours into this debunking stuff and following and fighting with morons. It's Brandolini's law. The amount of effort required to dispel bullshit is orders of magnitude more than it takes to create it. Ashton didn't even create these videos. He just took them from a hoax UFO video YouTube site and said, these are real videos. And then he does completely and totally dishonest, disingenuous things like saying, I found the guy who released the videos. No, you didn't. You found somebody you think did. But he won't talk to you, and you're stalking him and his lawyer. More than 10. More than 100. Yeah, more than 100 hours. And also, I just want to put on the record, Chrysler, because I saw somebody accused Chrysler of running her own scam. Well, you're just trying to make money scamming people too. Chrysler's YouTube is not monetized. Neither is Chrysler's Twitter. So she's done all this as a volunteer just to try to educate people. Yes, Brandolini's law is so true. It also works on private lives. I guess you're right. Yes. Yeah, so we'll go back to. I have a few more things here to share. And this one comes from Tony Adams because this is important. It wasn't just the pyromania assets that were matched in these fake videos, and it wasn't just the still images that were used to fake the background that were located. Somebody also found a match to the model used for the airplane. And this is from at Adams underscore AT. And look at this. So this whole video is a fallacy. It is a false reality created with fake shit. A fake airplane asset, fake cloud images. Well, they're real cloud images, but they're still images. They're not a real video moving background. The clouds don't move, despite what the morons say. And an explosion asset that was used to create the fake teleporting effect or whatever you want to call wormhole effect. But here we go. This is a comparison of the videos and this cheap $10 stock asset that anybody can buy and plug into this sort of software to create a fake video of an airplane flying in front of fake clouds. This is most likely the asset, or even if it's a similar one, like that's not a real airplane. It's not. So the overwhelming evidence that these are created CGI fakes is just ridiculous, right? A lie goes 2 times around the world before the truth gets its shoes on. Yes. Yes, Chrysler is confirming she's not even monetized. Well, good for you. I'm monetized. I'll praise the cash, but we do a public service here. Setting the whole pack. Oh, here we go. Chrysler. The whole pack is around 125 US dollars in 2013, easily affordable by even hobbyists in 2014. Yeah. Ashton, if you're listening, as I think you are, or one of your minions ready to report back to the cult leader, you need help from a friend. Yes, and Rotary Matrix. Ooh, there is some interesting. There is some interesting posts about Ashton's mental state that I think are incredibly important. If this guy really needs to take his meds, and by the way, we'll just report this as rumors and speculation, right? But there is Rotary found this. First of all, Mr. Nice Guy, yes. And so Ashton's crashing out big time here. This is the crash out videos.
That video right there. That video right there. Because it's not possible. Because it's a real fucking video at nighttime of a real airplane that the United States government ran an operation on. Get it through your dumb fucking heads.
Well, there you have it. We've just very quickly, in 5 minutes or so, showed you overwhelming evidence that the videos are fake and why. How can Ashton continue to live in a false reality and argue with people much smarter than him, like Chrysler, that the videos are somehow real?
Keep watching the video until it sticks in your retarded fucking heads that it's real. If you can't tell this video is real, just get rid of yourself right now and leave the planet for the rest of us. We need people who are not fucking retarded on this planet so that we can get the hell off of it.
This guy is literally calling people who prove that the videos are fake retarded, as he continues to grift despite the requests of some of the victims' families for him to stop it. Imagine if your wife, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, your father, your brother, your best friend, your cousin, your neighbor that you're close with, whoever was on that airline And here comes this grifting slob asshole, who's also, by the way, trying to sell people free energy devices for $50,000 that don't work. And we saw in our introduction, his excuse is, oh, those are antiques. It's not that they don't work. Well, then show us it working, dumbass. Hook it up to your house. But Ashton couldn't do that because he lives with his mommy, right? He lives with his parents, or at least he did, as far as I know, right? Great.
In fact, I want to get the hell away from anybody who doesn't understand this video is not real, or this video is real. I'm going to clip that one out of context, I'm sure. Anybody who cannot understand 2 leaked military videos of assets that nobody in the public's ever seen before.
There is zero evidence that these videos were leaked by the military. There's zero evidence that they were leaked by the person he claims they were leaked by. He just assigned that to somebody he found who was arrested for leaking classified material and went, oh, that's it. Case closed. It must have been that guy who released these videos. No, the videos were released on a fake UFO YouTube channel, you asshole. And you picked up this already debunked fake bunch of nonsense and ran with it.
That are 10 years old, just weeks after this plane disappeared. You're talking to me about video game effects.
Yes, because the same effect for the portal or the wormhole was used in some video games. The Shock WMV asset that Chrysler and many others have shown you matches 100%, including Quarter Crew. Remember, but you said, well, just because your butthole looks like my butthole doesn't mean it's the same butthole. That was your genius defense, Mr. I deserve a Nobel Prize for this shit. I don't think so.
And some stock photos that the CIA planted on some website after they realized the footage leaked.
Oh, yeah, blame the CIA. They were not planted on the website. They were there before the video was made. Another one of Ashton's favorite arguments is, and he had it in a PDF file for a time, that it would take a CIA-level team of VFX and CGI experts 6 months to make these videos. They're so accurate and they're so real. And Chrysler did it live on stream. Recreated one of the videos live on stream. And how long did that take you, Chrysler? An hour or two? So this argument, like, these came out 10 weeks after the plane disappeared. They can't be fakes. Yes, they can, you dumbass. You're just a fucking moron, Ashton.
Find the person who made the videos or shut the fuck up. Is that clear? Is that not clear?
What a crash out.
The only thing you can possibly do on this world to convince anybody those videos are fake is find the person who made them.
I don't really think that that's a valid argument. If 10 or 15 or more, I think we're probably up to about 25 VFX CGI people have all looked at these videos and said they're fake, and here's why. And many of the points that they bring up about why the videos are fake, they all agree on. Like, these are stock images that are used to create the background. This pyromania effect was used to create the wormhole effect. It's fake. You know, this model was used for the plane in these videos. It's fake. You know, the fact that so many experts can say they're fake, and his argument is, well, find the guy who made it. That's the only thing that can prove they're fake. No. If enough CGI experts look at these and say they're fake, then they're fake. And unless you get up, Ashton needs to get up off his ass and hire a VFX CGI expert, an on-the-record real source that will stand on YouTube with me. They could come on my show and tell me why all the other experts are wrong. He can't do that. He won't do that. So his arguments are disingenuous, dishonest. It proves he's not a good faith actor here. Because if he really wanted to get to the truth is the videos are fake, dude. They're fake as shit.
We've already had one person who's been confirmed to be a scammer, who's been pretending for a year and a half to have made the videos that convinced half the Redditors that he was the guy. And he just got exposed as a total fraud last week.
That is correct. Somebody was pretending that they made the videos. That does not make the videos real, Ashton.
And you're coming at me about the videos are fake? Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
Wow, crash out.
you fucking kidding me? I found the guy that leaked the videos. It's fucking over, man.
No, he claims he found the guy that leaked these videos. There's zero evidence. He hasn't gotten where's the on the record statement from him saying, "Yeah, I leaked those videos to a fake UFO YouTube channel." Where's the on the record statement from him confirming that he leaked them? And I know there's going to be excuses for why he can't confirm it. What Ashton has is a theory that he knows who released them that fits his conspiratorial fake reality, just like these fake videos fit in with his fake reality.
It's over. There's no debates about the videos being real. You're
You're right. There should be no debates because every CGI and VFX expert that looks at them says they're fake. What does that tell you? There is a consensus of opinion among real experts that these videos are fake, and why? Why are we still arguing about this? Why won't you give up the grift, bro? And you know what's interesting is that almost every other grifter I've encountered, when their grift gets ripped apart this badly, they do the Cosmic Con shuffle. They go away for a little while and hope everybody forgets that they got caught selling completely and totally fake shit. And then they shuffle back in with a new fake bunch of shit. Ashton is so, like, unoriginal, I guess. Like, can't you go find more new fake UFO videos to talk about and grift from? I guess not.
Fucking retard who can't tell the videos are real. Or
what about a retard that can't tell the videos are fake when all the experts say they are?
You realize they are, and you're trying to push us forward to the next level. There's no questioning whether the videos are real. Everything's already been confirmed. The only thing that happened now is...
He's right. All of the experts that have looked at these videos have confirmed that they are fake. So he's right. Everything confirms they're fake. Everything has been confirmed, Ashton, but you live in your delusional fantasy world and see where that gets you.
Is for the government to admit to it. That's it. That's it, man.
Yes, and he says if the government won't admit to it, people should be executed. If they disagree with him, they should be executed. What does that tell you about his fragile mental state?
So when you make stupid ass shit about me, just realize you don't realize how fucking dumb you look in the future.
Oh, I'm perfectly content with covering these videos as fake as balls. I'm perfectly content with all of my coverage. We've done 11 hours. We have a deep dive on this, and I'm still ripping this guy to shreds. But he's too dumb to realize it and put his tail between his legs like a good scammy grifter and go the fuck away. Come back with something meaningful, you loser. His whole identity, look at it, 4 orbs is behind him. His whole identity is directly tied, his self-worth, his identity, his sense of importance in the world and ego is all tied directly to these fake as shit videos.
You don't realize that you're making the biggest mistake ever. I keep telling you over and over and over, and you don't fucking listen.
Yes, he does keep saying the videos are real. He just can't provide any proof that they're real. The only proof he can provide falls apart under scrutiny. Oh, this one guy said they were real. Yeah, that guy makes science documentaries. He's not a VFX expert. Was it Professor Simon? Not a CGI expert. He's a wackadoo like you. So just because wackadoos agree with you doesn't mean that you're correct.
I'm not fucking with you. This is real life. That video is real. Your life is a fucking lie.
That video is real, even though every CGI expert on the planet that looked at it said it's fake as shit, and here's why, and a lot of their points align and agree.
Your whole life is a lie. Your parents' lives were a lie. Everything on this earth is a lie.
I love that he's telling everybody else that they live a lie, as he's actively living a lie based on completely and totally fake videos.
Welcome to Earth. Jesus, man.
I bet you that's not water.
Just felt like some of you needed a reality check.
Ashton telling somebody else that they need a reality check is peak hypocrisy, boy.
Y'all are here on YouTube thinking you're playing a fucking game. This isn't a game.
Yes, it's called Whack-A-Grifter. That's the game, Ashton. It is a game. It's called Whack-A-Grifter. The grifter keeps popping up saying the videos are real, and I keep popping up saying, no, they're not. Grifter, bang, 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 bitch. He never heard of UFO grifter whack-a-mole.
Y'all think I'm out here like, hey, man, I'm going to be famous from convincing people that fake teleportation is possible.
That's basically what happened. And isn't it interesting that he got on all the right-wingers, the right-winger nut jobs podcasts, right? No coincidence there, right?
Go watch the live streams, man. Go watch them.
If you want to lose IQ points and feel stupider when you stop, yeah.
From the beginning to now, go watch them. Go see the person that I was then to the person that I am now.
Yeah, and there's no arguing that he's a worse person now than when he started. When he started, he wasn't so confrontational and crazy. But as this false reality that he has invented for himself, and again, his entire ego, his self-worth, his sense of self-importance is all connected directly to these fake videos. As people have chipped away at that and endangered his feelings of being important or meaning something to the world, as that has chipped away, he has become increasingly more and more unstable, unhinged, and now he's crashing out.
You go watch those live streams, then you come to me and you tell me that I'm making this all up.
You're making this all up based on fake videos. The videos aren't real. None of your other arguments have any merit whatsoever. It's fruit from a poison tree. If the videos are fake, then no one should waste their time with any of your other nonsense. I don't care that the government has written papers on theoretical wormholes. It's theoretical. I don't care that there's papers on plasma orbs. That, again, is theoretical. It doesn't matter what else you pile on top. The foundation, it's basically like trying to build an entire house on a micron thick, thin layer of glass and hoping that the house won't break that foundation. It's fruit from a poison tree. Nothing else matters. The seed of this whole thing is a lie.
I did everything in the open. If you're not willing to actually put in any effort to educate yourself, then why do you expect me to do it for you?
Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to educate myself with somebody that doesn't understand basic physics, basic science. He just denies basic science exists. He denies all of the experts who have chimed in because he's right. And every expert in the world out there who says these videos are fake are totally wrong. I mean, just statistically, that can't be true.
Why do you expect me to do it for you? I've spent a year and a half of my life to learn all this science, all this physics.
And you still don't understand a wee bit of it. I feel like he doesn't have a freshman in high school's understanding of basic physics.
To try to help humanity.
Oh, he's helping humanity. How much money have you made doing this shit, Ashton? Re-victimizing the families of a tragedy? How much money have you made? Has it been worth it?
Why don't you do that? Literally anyone who's coming at me. Why don't you do that? Because you're a piece of shit and you're too fucking lazy. That's the truth, right?
Everybody who disagrees with him is just lazy.
Where's the body, though? Where's the body, though?
This right here proves he could give a shit about the victims of this tragedy. He does not care. He doesn't care one bit about all the people who lost their lives in what is essentially a plane crash tragedy.
Would you sit there going, where's the body, though? Where's the body, though? You don't care about that. The important part is we have teleportation and they used it on an airplane. Where'd the people go? Who cares?
Who cares where the people went? Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares where those people went? Who cares where those people went?
Find the person who made the video.
Okay. Do we get them all?
Professor Dave.
Oh, no, this is great.
Professor Dave. I'm going to make that guy hang himself.
That's totally sounds like somebody that's totally mentally stable, right? That sounds like exactly what somebody that's mentally stable would say. I'm going to make this guy hang himself. Why? Because he was critical of you and he was correct that the videos are fake. Is he going to make me hang myself? Does he want me to face the death penalty or be murdered as well? Don't touch me. I'm crazy with 5. Can we talk about the sinister forces that brainwipe Ashton into thinking those glasses looked good? He's a victim here, Steve. I think the glasses are part of the grift. Look at me. I'm wearing glasses. I'm smart, right? I remember I had a cousin when I was little, and he didn't need glasses. He just wanted glasses. So the eye doctor just gave him like a super, super low prescription and told his parents, like, he just wants glasses. Just give him these. I don't know. But thank you for your kindness and generosity. Rotary Matrix says psychotic. Yeah, absolutely psychotic. It is ridiculous the lengths that this guy is willing to go to. Just one of those things. And then also, okay, let me share this as well, because some of the reactions to Ashton have been pretty interesting, like this one. Ashton, I urge you to please listen to Julie. From what I could tell after following up on your story, I could say with confidence that you need help. I urge you to get in touch with your family and seek treatment. We're all concerned for you, Ashton. This is no longer a game or funny. I take no pleasure in watching someone suffer from mental illness or struggle with mental health. Shame on these disgusting trolls that that encourage and enable you. Further, please, Ashton, take a break from the internet for a while. And with all due respect, perhaps reach out to a medical professional. And this is Julie Cohen, who I have not verified, but people are saying that this is a member of his family. Ashton, please start taking your meds again. Aunt Mary has been calling you, and she says you haven't answered. We are all very worried about you. That's really sad. If that's the case, then I hope he gets some medical treatment, because mental illness is no laughing matter. And honestly, from some of the things that I observed from this guy, the only thing I think that could explain his attitude and his whole thing, the only thing that could explain his behavior is mental illness. And I don't say that lightly. Some of you know I grew up with a mother who suffered from paranoid schizophrenia. And that's a tough thing to deal with, And my mother, if she didn't take her meds, there would be similar problems. I actually do think a lot of his followers are malicious towards him, sadly. Yeah, it's one of those things. So we're going to go to the videos, and we'll skip the Mick West one. We've already played that. All right. So there's this show called Total Disclosure, and you guys know how I feel about any show with the title disclosure in it. That's a grift. But it's interesting that even the believer channels that once platformed him are starting to turn on him, and turn on him big. And I mean big. I could not believe that this happened. So let me get over there, share this tab. This is proof positive how fake. The videos are fake and Ashton is an asshole, when even the true believer channels like Disclosure Now, Total Disclosure, Disclosure Boner, those shows, they're all starting to turn on Ashton and say what a delusional asshole he is, right? And I'm sure I've had my differences with this person in the past, but isn't it interesting? I mean, with the shows, but it's all good, because I can tell you right now that I have had other show hosts that for years were like, fuck Steve Cambion. He's an asshole, debunker. He's a CIA agent and all this shit. And eventually they have their own moment of awakening and then they sort of mend a fence with me. Like, well, he is an asshole, but he's right. And this may be one of those moments, which is funny. So this is the host of this Total Disclosure. And it's interesting that this person, this show host, witnessed Ashton Forbes yelling and screaming at Ross Coulthart and trying to literally get in a physical fight. And apparently security had to pull him off, right? Aaron says, haven't been getting live notifications. Well, follow me on X because all the shows are announced there. And on Facebook, you'll know when the shows are. I can't control. There's some things just out of my control. So here's a host of he plays nice with all the UFO grifters, right? But, there's hope for us all. So even he who once defended Ashton saying, oh, the video, the Pyromania asset doesn't match exactly 100%. He was once Ashton Forbes platformer and supporter, I would think. Now he's singing a different tune, and I'm here for it. This is part of the crash out process. When even your former friends start calling you a grifting scumbag, you've got problems, grifter.
No, I honestly think that Ashton has become the liver king of the UFO community.
The liver king of UFO Twitter.
He's the liver king of the UFO Twitterverse. And I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for doing this video from his fucking cult-like following.
Yeah, you can count on that. They'll all be there, right? They'll all be in your inbox yelling at you. But half of them will be sock puppet accounts that Ashton is using to argue with his critics.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Midnight Scoop. I'm your host, Ty Roberts, and this is Total Disclosure. Together, we're going to talk about Ashton Forbes on X, better known as @JustXAshton.
Would have been nice if we got the Total Disclosure while you were platforming him and helping him sell his scam, but, good for you for waking up, I guess.
The self-crowned MH370 conspiracy czar, a UFO community grifter, and a man whose sanity is slipping faster than a soap bar in a prison shower.
Get him, Ty!
Hats, folks.
This guy's starting to grow on me.
Ride. For those who missed the memo, Ashton Forbes is the guy claiming Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, the plane that tragically vanished in 2014 with 239 people on board. It didn't crash into the ocean.
Good for him,
like
mainstream and no hard feelings.
Theorists suggest. None of the official narratives
better to build the bridge
sense to Ashton. Nope, it was teleported. 1 minute, it's over the South China Sea.
You are correct.
The next, it's zapped to Diego Garcia, or maybe Ashton's fever dream vacation spot. I mean, Ashton, the only thing being beamed up here is your last shred of coherence. Ashton has built his MH370X empire on X with a few grainy videos. He says shows a drone and satellite capturing the plane's cosmic vanishing act. He's raked in nearly 16 grand in super chats, and that amount is growing. And he's hawked t-shirts with slogans like "I believe MH370 portals." Bro, are you a truth seeker or a clearance rack entrepreneur?
Oh, I just want to correct. I think he's raked in a hell of a lot more than $16,000 in super chats. But I'd have to confer with this guy, Ty, to find out where he got that figure. Other figures are into the $100,000 that I have heard people mention on Reddit. But, I don't know. Is somebody going through every live stream and counting every super chat to come up with a figure? I doubt it. Only Ashton knows how much he's made on YouTube selling this fantasy, and he's never going to show everybody because that'll prove that he has a financial motive.
Here's the kicker. Those videos, they've been debunked harder than a flat earther's GPS.
They're taking like evasive maneuvers. Who's filming this? Like, what's going on? Like, it's also, why is it so shaky? Because it's like, should be on a nice smooth gimbal. But
This is Corridor Crew ripping
Let's
him to
unpack
shreds.
it. Aviation experts said the footage doesn't match 2014 satellite data. Wrong resolution, impossible angles, physics that wouldn't fly even in a cartoon.
Yes, as I mentioned, experts in satellite imagery quickly came out and said he's wrong. These can't be satellite images. That's when Ashton shifted to Griff to say, well, they're drone footage. That doesn't match either.
Digital forensics found pixel artifacts and compression errors, basically a Photoshop job with some extra steps. One ex-tech analyst nailed it. Edited junk. Even
Edited junk.
Nick West, the debunking maestro, tore it apart frame by frame, proving the teleportation was a green screen glitch. And get this, Reddit sleuths reverse engineered it, tracing the plane to a $9.99 eBay model. $9.99.
So the model used to make the plane in the videos, you can buy it on eBay now for $9.99. But just to clarify, Chrysler said back in 2014 or whenever these videos were created, it was $100 and something asset pack that included that asset.
Ashton, you're scamming folks with a bargain bin prop. Oh, and Ashton? He's accidentally admitted the videos were fake. Posted, yeah, they were edited, but hear me out. Then backpedaled when the super chat started to hit.
Yeah, when the super chat started drying up after he admitted the videos are fake, he doubled back and no, they're still real. They're still real.
Down, claiming the debunks are part of the cover-up. Bro, the only thing that's covered up is how you're losing your mind one tweet at a time. He's out here ranting about fusion bombs and threatening to destroy the U.S. military. Meanwhile, he's one step away from muttering to his toaster
for sure.
about the alien overlords. The toast knows, man.
If he's not already.
And now, the latest plot twist. Ashton was trying to sell a $50,000
I never said that UFO sightings
free
aren't
energy
real.
device on X. That's right. 50 grand for a box he claims runs on the same technology MH370 was teleported with. Looks like a microwave with delusions of grandeur to me.
I forgot. I just want to mention this is fair use.
It'll power your house. It'll power your spaceship. Buy now, folks, before he forgets where he parked his sanity. I mean, Ashton, if you...
My biggest argument with the free energy scam is hook it up to your house. Show us how long it powered your house with free energy if you're selling it for $50,000. He won't do that. He made excuses. On a, I'm not going to say it.
Teleport a plane. Why are you begging for crowdfunding? Build the thing yourself.
Yeah.
And beam me a latte. Then there's the contact in the desert fiasco. While respected folks like Ross Coulthart, you know, journalists digging into UAPs with whistleblowers like David Grush.
See, this is where we know that this guy has he's only gone halfway into the deep end of the pool. He may benefit from knowing that I did a 12-hour deep dive into all of Ross's fakery, fraudery, and bullshittery. Ross is just as big a grifter, if not a bigger grifter, because he has the assets of a whole news company behind him. He's a fake journalist. He got fired from, let out of his contract from 60 Minutes because he did a fake story on the British Parliament being involved in a child predator ring. The whole story turned out to be completely and totally fake. And his primary witness turned out to be a scammer that wanted to sue people for money, claiming abuse as a child. And one of his witnesses was indicted over child-related offenses. So Ross Coulthard is about as credible as a crackhead, but the fact remains that Ashton Forbes went after him at Contact in the Desert. Charlie Troll says, this won't let me type enough to explain why an airliner would not perform that maneuver as it appears in the video. Very good point. And thank you for being a long-term show supporter. And thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. And praise the cash, bitches.
Got invited to speak. Ashton bought a ticket at the door, like a regular fanboy. So what does he do? He tries to get in Ross's face over the debunked videos. Ross called it a hoax and walked away. But Ashton's now crying legal issues on X, threatening News Nation lawyers because Ross wouldn't talk like an adult. He owes me an apology.
Like I said, Ashton Forbes is crashing out. And we're going to show what Ross Coulthard said about these videos, which is funny because, listen, if a journalist, a so-called journalist who's one of the worst UFO scammer grifters on the planet right now, calls your grift fake, that's pretty goddamn bad. So Ross Coulthard called his videos fake and he lost his fucking mind, and I'm here for it. You know?
Ashton, the only thing you're owed is a reality check. And maybe a padded room. The guy's unhinged, folks.
Yeah, he needs a new jacket. And you know what kind of jacket I mean. And a new room, one with padding, preferably, yes.
He's sent Scott Roeder a defamatory letter from Ross claiming a conspiracy against him, while his posts get wilder. Fusion bombs, military heel kicks, all while the UFO community watches him spiral. The MH370 family deserves answers, not Ashton turning their tragedy into a cash grab.
That's what it is.
And the UFO
it's a cash grab.
Already fighting the layers and layers and years of stigma.
All right, I'll check for that. Thanks, 5x5.
Clown turning our cause into a circus. Investigators are out there with evidence. Ashton's out here selling $50,000 magic boxes and losing his marbles. Ashton's latest target, Professor Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Who I've been in contact with.
Yes.
Who, in 1 to 2 hour video, dismantled Ashton's entire career and claims, rehashing the debunks in both videos, showing the assets used to create the hoaxed videos, and throwing in a jab or two at his sanity. Now, I will admit,
yeah, and Ashton basically threatened to take his wife and family away from him and destroy his life. Totally a sane thing to do. He's not unhinged at all.
I was one of the people who early on did have Ashton Forbes on the show for an interview. This was before Danny Jones, before Julian Dory, and before Joe Rogan. Oh, wait.
Yeah, because he was working his way up a griftosphere.
I did, in fact, try to give the story the benefit of the doubt. What can I say? I was younger and more naive. I am doing this spiel because one of the points that Ashton...
No offense, young man, but you're still naive if you think that Ross is respected. He's not respected. Ross is a joke. Go watch my video on just how many fake stories he's been caught in. And as far as bringing out whistleblowers, like real whistleblowers have evidence. Don't make me do it again, but I will. Days since June 5th, 2023. So Ross brought out Dave Grush. 777 days since Dave Grush came out with his Ross Coulthard interview and claims. Guess how much evidence he's produced there, Ty? None. All he's produced is unverifiable claims and stories and excuses for why he can't provide evidence. He's not a whistleblower. He's a grifter. So, but anyway.
Uses is how a
See, this is how it starts, though. Some of these grifter channels wake up to one major story being super fake and grifty and scammy. And then they start to question more of them. It's what happens with a lot of these grifter shows.
Editor said,
well, I don't want to say grifter show. Let's just say believer brains show. Okay.
that it wasn't possible to make these videos in the 4 days that was allotted from the plane vanishing in 2014 to the videos being posted on Reddit. However, I want to say for the record that once this editor found out it was MH370 that was being discussed, he never spoke to me again. I lost a friend, a high-level friend in Marvel Studios.
That's
It wasn't
interesting.
until a bit later when the guys over at Corridor Crew, I think it is, smashed these videos into oblivion. And then when Ashton was put on the spot on Danny Jones and gave the most wild
The butthole excuse.
answer
Yes, the butthole
about
excuse.
buttholes, literally, I'm not joking, about buttholes,
Buttholes, yeah.
which is in fact also false. Corridor Crew smashed these videos into oblivion. And I was convinced, and still am, that it is a hoax. Now, I'm not saying something strange didn't happen to the plane. It remains a very huge mystery, one that is tragic. 239 souls lost. Real husbands, wives, children, grandparents were among those victims, and countless people are affected by this disaster.
That's true. Yeah, it is a
I think that
disaster.
it's probably more likely an aviation cover-up of a tragic event in which nobody wants to admit fault. However, Ashton is giving those families even a shred of hope. Those people who are down to their last resort, believing that it's possible the plane was zapped into another realm, taking advantage of those families, those people, those friends who have no body to bury, to give them that kind of hope.
Yeah, and I've often said that Ashton doing this to the victims of the MH370 tragedy, the families of the victims, is exactly the same as Alex Jones re-victimizing the victims of Sandy Hook or whatever that school shooting was that he said was, a conspiracy and deep state actors so they could take away our guns and children didn't really die. It's just as bad. It's just as bad re-victimizing those families.
That they were part of some giant cover-up of advanced technology. It is cynical. So Ashton, here's the deal. Step off X. Ditch the free energy scale. And maybe get that toaster some therapy. Your credibility has crashed harder than MH370 never did. That's all for tonight, folks. Unless Ashton teleports us to his next meltdown. I want to say thank you and good night. And
Interesting.
to all the families that are affected by the MH370 disaster, my heart is with you. All right, everybody. My name's Ty, and I am the host of Toast.
Yeah, that's a decent effort at coming to grips with the. Look, at least he had a mea culpa moment. Like, okay, I platformed a grifter. Now he needs to go through his entire catalog of. Pardon me. Now he needs to go through his entire catalog of grifting interviews and maybe educate himself on some of those other people, right? Some of those other people. Chrysler says it's wild when he tries to flip the Sandy Hook thing on us, saying we are covering up the massacre, and the followers all think we are a danger to humanity. It's one of those things, right? Hank McGurk, do you know somebody told me you died? Somebody told me Hank McGurk died, and I hadn't seen him in my live chat. I don't. You never know as a show host, did that really happen or what? Tim Pool needs to make a video now. Well, listen. Here's all I'm going to say. I warned him. And people know that I interviewed Ian here on my show. I'm friendly with him. I warned the Tim Pool and people not to platform the grifter. Right? I warned them, but clicks and views is a very, very powerful drug, right? What are you sending me, 555? So 555 News has been talking to Professor Dave and told Professor Dave about the docs. I'm not going to share what you're sending me on screen. I'd have to clear it first. So, but thank you for the information, and I will review it off air. And now I'm going to go back to. Next, we're going to watch Ross Coulthard, and I wasn't able to find the video of Coulthard, so I got another show. I've got another video to share here of another show host talking about the Ross Coulthard situation. And listen, if Ross Coulthard is calling your grift a scam, you got problems, bro.
Well, this one's been turning some heads lately. Ashton Forbes, who I've had on this show, he's been a big advocate of those videos of the
another guy who platformed the grifter,
and he has been out there for a very.
By the way,
long
this
time.
is fair use. We'll be
That was
discussing the
released-
video and educating the public.
that was leaked by someone. Shows these potential orbs and things that essentially kind of zapped the plane.
No,
he's never.
they were not released by somebody. That saying they were released by somebody implies that they were real videos. They were created by a UFO hoax channel to put on a UFO hoax channel. Did you even know that before you platformed this grifter?
At least when I spoke to him, that he believed that it was alien or anything of that nature, but he does believe that it's technology that we have indeed.
Nothing like a good
It's,
jerk off.
The U.S. and technology that we have, the anti-gravity stuff.
You're right.
those
They
types of
circle
things.
jerk around the same people.
There are a lot of people who say that the footage has been debunked. There's others who say it has not. Ashton Forbes has, put his heels into the ground and said, absolutely not. This is real stuff. It is not a hoax. It's not fake. Here are the things, and he's continued to combat it.
Yes, but the problem that this show host has is perhaps you haven't watched 10 or 20 different VFX and CGI artists all ripping these videos to shreds as completely fake, and you haven't acknowledged that Ashton hasn't put forth one VFX or CGI artist that will say the videos are real. It's just his opinion that are real, and the preponderance of the evidence is on the side of the experts, bro.
Well, Ross Coulthard has weighed in on the subject because someone asked him about it on News Nation, and he had a response that
I have that video. Maybe we'll share that before the show's over.
Let's play the clip itself, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Here it is.
It is time to give a response to this issue. Firstly, I've spoken to somebody in the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency who tells me that the video that is shown in that supposedly leaked video bears no resemblance at all to the kind of video telemetry that you get from those satellites. It's not NGIA or indeed any other
definitely
type
not
of
satellite
US
video.
government satellite. But more importantly,
And it's not
I
drone
think
footage
surely
either.
to God,
It's fake.
this would kill the issue stone dead if people looked at it. There are videos of the clouds that were taken from a photo bank, a known photo bank, and they show very, very clearly that whatever the... I'll just put it up on screen. So I think the one on the left is the one that's cited in the MH370 video and promoted by Ashton Forbes. And the one on the right is from a photo video bank. And the guy who actually shot the photograph for the photo video bank, which is essentially a raw archive of images, the photographer has come forward and said, I shot that photograph. That's my cloud.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
all I know is that when Ashton was asked about this and asked to explain the reasons why the clouds in the supposed leaked video bear an identical resemblance, not a resemblance, they're identical to the ones from the photo archive, he really didn't have an adequate explanation. In fact, when Danny Jones raised it with him on his podcast, he gave Danny Jones a rather puerile explanation that my
sure did.
butthole looks like your butthole, which is quite vulgar and really didn't answer the question. So I'm really sorry. I don't agree at all that this is persuasive evidence. And I think that Mick West, to his great credit, the skeptic, I think he calls himself Metabunk, he wrote a piece for the skeptics, which basically went through in great detail. Mick's also a guy who's worked, I think, in CGI and graphics. And he's
Video
explained,
games,
I think, very
yes.
persuasively why he doubts very, very much that the MH370 video is an authentic leaked government video. But I know, as I say this, that I will immediately become the victim of excoriating attacks from Ashton Forbes, who is unbelievably aggressive. And I have had maybe 100 people demanding that I embrace Ashton Forbes' theory, hypothesis, and give it the credibility that all of them think it deserves. I'm sorry, I don't think it has credibility, and I think that the video is almost certainly a hoax.
So, shots fired by Ross Coulthart. And after, I guess he's just been asked about it so many times. He was just like, okay, so here's the deal. I talked to somebody.
Oh, this is interesting. Don't touch me, I'm crazy. Thank you for letting me know that. I followed Harloff for a decade. He knows it's not real, but his movie channel was dying. Legit sad situation grift. Yeah. Well, thank you. Don't touch me, I'm crazy. Big show support and big show supporter, and we appreciate you. Thanks for appreciating us and helping us to praise the cash and keeping me informed. I was not aware of that. Dave with £5. Tim Pool never addresses when the grifter guests get caught out. Check out Eliza Blue and Jack Murphy incidents. He just stonewalls everybody. Yeah, remember Eliza Blue? She was collecting all that money and shit. She sure disappeared from the planet, didn't she, Dave? But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. I appreciate it immensely. We'll do a little bit more of this, but I'm not feeling this guy because he sure profited from pretending this shit was real.
Who said this is not real? That to me doesn't mean anything, because I've heard many times from Ross Coulthart, well, I heard from a guy who says this is going to happen, and it doesn't happen.
That's a fair assessment. Ross Coulthart is not an authority figure, and he plays fast and loose with the facts. It'd be interesting. It's funny to see Ross Coulthart be critical of somebody else's UFO grift. Imagine if he was just as critical of his own.
No,
he wouldn't have been caught selling so many fake UFO and alien stories if he was that critical with his own material.
I'm not saying that. I 100% think that this video is legit. I have no idea. Could very well be a hoax, as Ross Coulthart says. I have no idea. But am I going to believe it because look at the clouds. The clouds is this, and then clouds there's no answer to it. I think he has had an answer, and I feel like he had an answer on my show. I can't remember. I haven't looked back at it, but I don't know. In the same
don't
way,
expect me to do 5 minutes of research.
That I think I like Ross Coulthart a lot. I do. I think he's done a lot for the community, but I think sometimes he can be
he's done nothing for the community except inject it with fake shit, you dumbass. You must not know Ross's history of selling completely and totally fake stories, or the fact that why he's doing a UFO grift. He can't get a job at a real news station because he got caught selling one of the biggest, most over-sensationalized, fakest stories ever about politics when he accused British Parliament members of being child predators with no evidence.
Like a hypocrite. He gets mad. Like when you look at that egg video that he showed, what's that? What is that?
Yeah.
He showed that on his show, and he's like, this is going to be the thing that breaks the internet. This is going to be the one that changes the whole game. All hell's going to break loose. Well, guess what? No, all hell has not broken loose.
Yeah, nothing happened.
And
nothing happened. All right, I think we've seen enough of this. We'll go on to another one. Thank you, Dave, for your kindness, generosity, and support. Let me just catch up with the live chat, and also let me go over and recognize. I'm so sorry, I always forget. Remember, I'm new to this multi-streaming. We want to take a moment to recognize and welcome in the Kick Live chatters. Pot of Greed is over there. Scopely CFO is over there. Somebody's trying to sell me fake kick viewers. No, thank you. Blazing Mad is over there. Diaper Fur 1488 is over there. I mentioned Pot of Greed, and Winter Soldier is over there. Saying, I believe the leader of the Dark Alliance. That's me, yes. Babaluski is there. Sounds Polish, right? That's interesting. And we'll check in to see if we have any kick support. For those unaware, we read every kick supporters support and thank them. And yes, look at that. While I was away, Wacky Shucks became a subscriber. So I was making kick bucks when I wasn't even there. Thank you, Wacky Shucks became a subscriber. And today, Midnight Streams became a subscriber. So thank you, kick viewers, for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. It is much, much appreciated, and thank you for helping us.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
Thank you all for your kindness. Now let me find the next thing that we will share. Where did that go? Oh, here we go. So I think it's really funny that MH370, I just think it's really funny that MH370 videos are so fake. They're too fake even for Ross Coulthart, the guy who sold us a video of an egg on a string as an alien spacecraft, or a patch from Area 51 as coming from a secret, top secret alien crash retrieval program. No, it was from a radar program. Or the fake metal ball that turns out to be, a big metal ball valve. Remember that one? Or conclusive proof of alien technology, all confirmed by this man. And then they cut to a shot of Michio Kaku, but Michio Kaku never confirmed shit. You remember that. Nathan Nail, Steven is doing God's work. This was meant to be a down payment on my Stevati hover car, but you've earned it. Well, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. I forgot the bumpers earlier. I apologize.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
Oh yeah, we should play that. You know what? We should 5x5. I gotta find Red Panda Koala's Twitter. There's a video going around. Oh yeah, UFO Crash Out of the Year award. I'm here for it. This is great. So I told you that Ashton Forbes is crashing out, and even like I said, even one-time supporters are starting to take really take shots at him, right? The Crash Out Awards, right? So Red Panda Koala made a video of the best UFO crash outs of the year, and I don't want to spoil it, so we'll just watch this one, and this is fair use. And by the way, I just want to say that some people are attacking people who are using AI to create things, saying it doesn't take any talent. Go try to do this. Go ahead. Go over to Grok. Go over to ChatGPT or whatever. Imager, all those AI image generating or video generating sites. You go try it. I think that AI whisperers are going to be a new profession. People who are good at manipulating AI and getting them to do things. And by the way, I think this is a good use of AI. I have a background in computer science. I'm very excited about the possibilities that AI offer. But at the same time, I'm a musician and I don't really like AI music, but I use it, like it's so fast. I can just type a few prompts and get a song I need. Type out the lyrics and get a song I need. There's good use cases. But I think this is a good use of AI because how else are you going to make this? You hire an illustrator, a cartoonist? I don't know. I don't know how you would make this if not with the AIs. And Red did mix in some real footage and stuff. So this is Jack Sarfati presenting the UFO Crash Out of the Year award.
The award for UFO Crash Out of the Year. The Academy presents Jack Sarfati.
Danny Sheehan, Linda.
I know a thing or two about
Jack Sarfati. And by the way, I'm in this in one shot, so I'm proud of that.
crash outs because a lot of you pieces of shit are schmucks
who's big on
I don't know
Carnival's
what the
Pop.
deal is with 2025, but you all have lost your goddamn minds. 2025 reminds me of when a bunch of crack got mixed into the Molly at the 1978 Esselen orgy hunger strike.
It's good
Hal put
stuff.
off an Ingo Swan, remember? Whether it's in the halls of Congress,
A lot of
at a sweaty
cameos in this.
UFO conference,
I have one.
or while doing satanic rituals at Skinwalker Ranch, 2025 saw the
There's
UFO
Red Panda.
community take crash outs to new extremes. Okay, let's take a look at the nominees.
The nominees for UFO Crash Out of the Year are Jeremy Kenyon Lockyer Corbell,
You should ask yourself that. Why Congress just lied to the American public. Representative Nancy Mace, and maybe about 50 congressional staffers, they all lied. That was a knowing lie and not some sort of strange...
I'm having this verified. I'm not going to accuse the chairwoman of lying.
I'm not going to be quiet. I'm fucking going to look everybody in the fucking eye. Yeah, whoever
I
fucking
agree,
lied,
Presley, yeah.
I'm going to say it in front of everybody. Are you kidding me? Yeah, if they let me in, I'm going.
Best thing to
They
do
all
is
lied.
adapt. It's coming, Presley.
Louis
I'm in the
Elizondo.
same boat as you.
Your photo. They described it as literally the mothership. Looking like the mothership.
Oh, there's
from
no reviews.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
It is significantly large. It's an altitude of 21,000 feet. Taken by a civilian pilot.
Totally fake
And
UFO.
the object
Oh, there's Matt Ford, the
potentially is
loser.
anywhere between 600 to 1,000 feet from diameter. This one is a
Christopher
rocket,
Mellon.
And it is silver. I cannot vouch for the veracity of this photograph. I didn't take it.
Lou Elizondo, these photos that are supposedly of a real
Joe Rogan.
alien.
Oh, here we go.
Bro, it's
one
so
of those
dumb.
things.
That thing, look at that. What is that?
What is it?
What's that?
It's a baby.
What is
It's
that?
a deformed
What are those
baby.
babies called that are born like that?
Oh, Harlequin babies?
Yeah.
Harlequin baby.
It could be anything, man. I mean, it might not even be human. I mean, it
Probably
might not
not an
even
alien.
be, you know.
Ashton Forbes,
Here's the Ashton
Keep
Forbes
watching the
crash out.
video until it sticks in your retarded fucking head.
There's Danny Jones.
That it's real. Professor Dave, I'm gonna make that guy hang himself. I keep telling you fucking idiots, stop coming at me. I am going to ruin and destroy your life. You telling me I have to be nice to these people? You are out of your mind. I'm gonna destroy their lives. I'm gonna dox them publicly. I'm gonna give their address away on live
That
stream
sounds
in
like
front of
threats
thousands
to
of
me.
people and have their lives be ruined. You're funny now. You're not gonna think it's cute or funny when your life is destroyed, when your wife leaves you, when your children won't talk to you because you're a piece of shit, and the whole world hates you because you're a fucking retard who is trying to gatekeep free energy and Star Trek technology from us.
James Fox,
You received an order from someone at some point that said, you gotta shoot this NHI. And
I feel really uncomfortable talking about this.
This one was great. James Fox is on a podcast with Jason Sands, who claims that the government sent him to kill an alien in a cave somewhere. And he's like, I'm not talking about this. I will get up and walk out.
Because this is a credibility destroyer, in my opinion, and it really...
At no point had anyone ever mentioned
There's
anything
Jason
about killing a
Sands.
fucking
Yeah.
alien. Then also goes on Spaces, reiterates this, gets barbecued by some
UFO Shane. A lot of cameos.
I don't want to be connected to it.
It's going to bring back...
And I've already told him that.
All right, so
if you're going to make those claims, I'm walking out there.
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I have to tell you...
It's already bad enough.
Yeah, because right now we're treading a line where...
honorable mentions include Lil Pop-Tart, Roger's Coin,
Roger's coin. Ooh.
Lou Reviews, Richard Doty,
He deleted all his Twitter accounts.
and lastly,
Got caught lying too
American
much.
shaman Jake Chansley.
And the 2025 UFO Crash Out of the Year is Ashton Forbes.
Suffered grifter. Matt Laszlo, the shaman, John for the black bolt. Let's keep this on. Jeremy, alien scientist.
I am not sorry at all, not even a little bit sorry. The amount of psychopathic shit that's been happening to me due to nut jobs is beyond even understanding from... And I 100% blame the Redditors and Dave Farina directly for it. When you go out on YouTube...
Oh, look at that. There's me. That's pretty good likeness. Like, I'm not going to lie. That's pretty good likeness. Good job, Red.
When you go out on YouTube and make a whole bunch of lies about somebody to hundreds of thousands of people, you're gonna have nut job people doing nut job shit.
Well, that's it. That's something else, right? That's something else. All right, so I have a few more things to share, but I think we should end. Oh, this one is a classic. Yeah, we're going to share this one next, and then we'll get to his crash out over Professor Dave, because that was really something else. So this was the girl that kind of busted his balls, and boy, did he go ape shit on this girl, right?
I know on this channel previously, I've been pretty critical of people who believe that aliens are visiting the Earth on the regular, like Eric Weinstein, who is quite obviously being pranked by someone who has him convinced that at some point he's going to be flown to a secret Air Force base and shown irrefutable proof of aliens, him and him alone, and maybe Sam Harris. Or Avi Loeb, who is convinced that every expert in the world is wrong and that the first interstellar object to be detected entering our solar system is actually an alien craft. Just trust him, bro. But today I want to talk about a truly rational UFO/UAP, whatever you want to call them, proponent. Just kidding. I want to talk about Ashton Forbes, a complete mess of a person. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Get him, girl.
I love mess. Ashton Forbes is a healthcare IT consultant who was blissfully unknown by the larger internet up until a few months ago when he watched two videos purporting to show Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappearing in some kind of implosion or wormhole, along with three mysterious orbs. Flight 370 was an international flight in 2014 that it was supposed to fly from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, but it went off course before disappearing from radar off the coast of northwestern Malaysia. Despite a lengthy international investigation, it's still not exactly clear what happened to the plane and everyone on board, though some of the top hypotheses include a mass murder-suicide by one of the pilots, or an explosion from the 2 tons of lithium-ion batteries that were in the cargo hold. In the past few years, several pieces of debris have been found on the beaches of the Western Indian Ocean that...
Yeah, what does Ashton say about all the debris that's been found? Did that part not get teleported by the orbs?
Officials determined to be very likely or almost certainly from that plane. But, as you know, whenever there's something we don't completely understand and may never truly understand, conspiracy theorists and magical thinkers will jump to fill in the blanks with whatever they're most interested in. And so in this case, a lot of people think that the answer is aliens. Because, angels are just so passé. I was just going to leave that as a throwaway line, but isn't it funny how for several millennia, all strange phenomena were attributed to angels or demons, and ever since the mid-1950s or so, those have all gone away to be replaced by aliens? Like, I feel so bad for religion. It just keeps losing at every turn. Like, evolution, Christmas, now anal probes. Anyway, about 10 years ago, someone posted 2 videos online claiming that they show 2 different angles of Malaysia Flight 370 being, teleported to another dimension by 3 little sprites. These videos were mostly ignored, but when Forbes happened across them, he decided that this must be clear evidence for alien interference in our world, and he set out to call attention to them. So the UFO fans welcomed him into their open arms, and he began making the rounds on various podcasts and radio shows to preach the good news. On Reddit and Twitter, he argued that attempts by so-called experts to debunk the videos was just disinformation, like as were the community notes corrections and any other attempts by experts to correct him with facts.
Yeah,
this
he does
disinformation
not like
campaign
facts
is
are
just
the
proof
enemy
that
of
he
the
must
grift.
be right, because there's shadowy government agents clearly trying to silence him with facts. Despite this silencing, Forbes kept appearing on bigger and bigger platforms, really just speed running the conspiracy theorist pipeline, even landing on Alex Jones eventually, because, of course, a few weeks ago, he finally hit my radar by appearing on the Danny Jones podcast, which
the butthole
is a show in which Danny Jones interviews fringe personalities for more than 750,000 subscribers on YouTube alone. It's a 3-hour-long monster of an interview. I only recommend you dive in if you, like me, have a debilitating addiction to watching weirdos get real cringy. Things first started getting a little uncomfy when Forbes insisted that he was being silenced by Reddit moderators for banning him from their subreddits for supposed harassment, and also by Reddit itself for banning his subreddit. That was just a hint of what was to come, though, because after a relatively softball interview, around hour 2, the cringe is launched into the stratosphere, where it is promptly surrounded by magical orbs who blip it into another dimension. Because it turns out that prior to that interview, Jones showed those 2 videos, the videos that set Forbes off on this journey. He showed them to Nico Puringer, a member of Corridor Crew, which is a group of visual effects artists who have a YouTube series in which they watch videos and break down how they think they were made. Puringer said that the videos are, to him, an expert, obviously fake, though well done.
Yes.
And as evidence, he points to aspects like the fact that the clouds in the background of one video never move at all, that the supposed satellite shooting the video isn't moving, and that the contrails coming from the plane engines would not show up on a thermal camera. Jones shows this breakdown to Forbes, and his reaction is obviously to take this expert commentary seriously and consider each point in the spirit that it's offered. Just kidding, he dismisses it all before Puringer's even finished explaining what he means.
This flash here would illuminate the clouds.
It does.
But it does not.
It does illuminate the clouds. That's another false thing.
Pixels get brighter.
Pause. All right, let's watch. Stop going through your computer.
I got it. I just need to make some notes because I want to be able to address all these points because every single thing can be addressed.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're paying attention to it.
I am.
Fair.
Around it, as we see.
You can see the illumination, right? You can see it.
But that's just a compositing trick where you just select an area of your image and you brighten it. What is not happening is we're not seeing any new light direction. We're not seeing shadows being cast in a different direction. No parts of the cloud that were dark are now taking on light and showing us a different volumetric shape of the cloud. Ooh. This is just classic compositing. We've done it all the time with our fake muzzle flashes when we do gunfights, where you just select part of your image and you brighten it up.
Oh my God, it's so cringe. It's so hard to watch, but the real kicker comes when Puringer reveals that he is in possession of the actual effect the original editor used to create that wormhole or implosion or blip or whatever. It was originally discovered by Redditors when they found that it was used in a video game in the mid-90s.
Yeah, not suspicious
And sure
at all,
enough, Nico uses that effect to create an implosion that is exactly the same as the one in the video. Watch as he lays them over one another and adjusts the opacity so you can see just how close it is.
Well, if we go back and forth, we see that they perfectly line up.
They definitely not perfectly
The
lined.
ripples are all in the same spot. The burnt-in dots here in the same spot. It's that element.
Now, you might think that is completely unimpeachable evidence that this was faked.
You would think,
but
right?
according to Forbes, you would be wrong. Why? I present to you the Forbes theory of universal butthole homogeneity.
This is like saying that my butthole is your butthole because they're similar, right? It's not. We don't have the same butthole because of that.
It's a different butthole.
Forbes goes on to make it really clear he just doesn't understand how special effects work. He thinks that because the effect as it appeared in that video game in the 90s doesn't look exactly the same as it looks in the video, he thinks that it can't be the same. I mean, I only know enough about video editing to cobble together these YouTube videos every week, but even I know that you don't insert an effect by literally copying the final product from another video and pasting it into your video.
There's always going to be some modification.
You get the original effect generator, you apply it to your video, and then it is somewhat unique to your video. But anyway, like I say, the whole 3 hours is incredible. If you're at all interested in the psychology of a conspiracy theorist,
or a grifter.
Forbes is what we call a true believer who is so deeply invested in this.
Oh, let me catch up with the live chat. I apologize. I didn't realize I was so far behind. Let me do that now. We want to thank Caney Death Squad. You know your story is bad when Joe Rogan won't back you. You are correct, sir. You are correct. If Joe Rogan won't, because he's got an attitude like, look, if it's something cool that I want to talk about, I don't care if it's, maybe fake. I'll talk to them. He famously once said, what? The Holocaust didn't happen. Let's talk about this. Or what, like he'll literally platform anybody. But thank you, Caney Death Squad, for your kindness, generosity, and support. And we've got Moth Loves Detracting with some big show support as well. Is this guy trying to copy DSP with his ranting? Yes. Yes, he is. And thank you for your kindness. All right, let me go through here, make sure we're all caught up. Wilcox backs Forbes. Yeah, when David Wilcox is saying you've got good material, you know it's fake, right? But does your butthole look like my butthole? You can't explain that. So obviously the government zapped the plane away. Yes, and I just want to mention, I'm a terrible show host. I'm going to put the links to everybody's video in the description of the video at the end of broadcast. This is from Rebecca Watson, also known as Skepchick, like a skeptic, but Skepchick. Rebecca Watson on YouTube. Please do go and subscribe to her. She does some great videos debunking bullshit. I like her channel.
Just as something he believes, but as a core part of his identity. Perringer is so nice, so clear, so good at explaining his expertise to a lay audience. And he even goes above and beyond by pointing out that the videos are really well done, and it's understandable that non-experts would think that these videos are real.
Or maybe
Perringer
real.
is so good at this that after watching this, I actually went and subscribed to his video site, corridordigital.com, so that I could see his full breakdown. They're not paying me to say that. They're just good,
Yeah.
But even with this pitch perfect explanation or, debunk, to use a mean term, Forbes doesn't even begin to consider the idea of changing his mind. In fact,
looks like
he's
Amy
barely
from Big
even
Bang Theory.
listening
Yeah.
to Perringer in the first place. Dismissive is actually too forgiving a word to explain his attitude. It's like describing visual effects to a bowl of pudding. A bowl of pudding that is actually really rude and full of itself, because Forbes goes on to accuse Perringer of lying, being lazy, of being less knowledgeable about visual effects than a healthcare IT consultant who first got interested in this in August.
Yes.
But friends,
The channel these
unfortunately, that
videos
is
came from
not
were
where
all
our
full of
story
sci-fi
ends.
fantasy
Because I'm not the
videos.
only one who
Hoax.
noticed that Forbes is both hopelessly deluded and incredibly arrogant. In previous videos I've done about con artists, I've mentioned that the easiest people to scam are the people who think that they're too smart to be scammed.
That's correct.
And people who are greedy or desperate for something. Sure enough, Forbes got scammed hard on a live stream while hundreds of people watched. So last week, someone contacted Forbes claiming to have a RAR file that proved that these videos were real, including additional video evidence.
Scammed him at what,
He was
$3,000?
skeptical at first, as he told Chris Lato on his YouTube channel on December 14th. But after hundreds of emails back and forth, he says, with the source getting cold feet several times, Forbes decided, you know what, that proves he's legit. And so Forbes decided to get the RAR file.
Yeah,
in
pony up
exchange
the
for
cash, dude.
$3,000. The file was password protected, and instead of giving him the password, the source gave him
Hints.
a weird clue in the form of
Yeah.
a picture that he had to figure out. Because that's how whistleblowing works, you know? It's like the 2017 cinematic
girl.
masterpiece, The Snowman. I gave you all the clues, Mr. Forbes. Just looking at the
Mr. Police.
thumbnails before he even figured out the password, Forbes was convinced he had struck gold and that all of his critics were going to eat crow.
Debunker, yeah, we win. We win.
We win, debunkers.
Dark
he was
debunkers
willing to
are
pay
on suicide
$3,000
watch.
to disprove the
Debunkers are on
debunkers.
suicide watch right now.
Oh, debunkers on suicide watch.
Debunkers
What?
are straight up on suicide watch. Car Nicobar. Yeah, we're gonna permanently destroy the credibility of the Corridor crew for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and notice how he anytime somebody disagrees with him, he says he's going to destroy their lives. Like, this is not normal behavior, friends. This is just not normal behavior. We want to take a moment to thank a kind and generous Kick viewer. Super Money First has become a subscriber, and I'm here for it. Great to see it. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. Thanks to all the Kick viewers, especially the latest. We have Wacky Shucks, Midnight Streams, and the most recent is Super Money First. That's right. We want to get the super money, and we want to get it first. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Super Money First.
Raise the gas, raise the gas, raise the gas.
All right, let's finish this one up. He gets scammed out of $3,000 so that he could felt the Corridor crew, and it blows up in his face live on stream. He since took the video down, of course.
And the podcasters that came at us permanently destroy their credibility.
While he was live streaming on his own channel, the dastardly puzzle was solved. The password was the name of the file with an extra digit added, and he readied himself to become the greatest UFO researcher of all time. Here's what happened.
Yes! 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 Holy shit! Holy shit! MQ-1C Gray Eagle!
He got scammed.
Holy
Damn.
shit! Holy shit! Yes! Oh my god, I'm gonna get killed. Holy shit.
I'm gonna get killed.
Holy shit.
He thinks
Oh,
he's a
look, we
self-taught
gotta look at the other
physicist,
one.
yes.
Oh, the password's cracked. The password was cracked. Holy shit. It's the stereoscopic drone video. Or stereoscopic satellite. Holy shit.
It's not a satellite video, you fucking moron. It's a fake CGI video. And then suddenly he wakes up to the fact that he got like a technical schematic or a
take
technical
screenshots, chat.
document about
Take screenshots. I'm going to put the password in the chat.
about a surveillance platform, essentially. They gave him a bunch of publicly available trash, and he thought he was buying classified information. Wah, wah. And the slow, sudden realization that he got scammed out of several $1,000s just is slowly dawning on him live on stream. Wah, wah.
Did I get scammed?
Yeah, the file was
Did I
just a
get scammed?
declassified manual for a drone. You can find it if you Google the name of the drone. It's the first result. So he's down $3,000, but of course he's not out, not yet. No, he just deleted all of those live streams about the scam and forged ahead, pretending that he never fell for it. Not that hard. Of course, you know, the internet is forever. So if you'd like to see clips from the live streams, check the links in my transcript linked below, as always, on my Patreon. When he does acknowledge that he was scammed, it's to use it as proof that shadowy people are coordinated against him to silence his truth. Because, of course,
Yeah.
In the
of
meanwhile,
course, the
someone
Men in
on Reddit
Black
has come
scammed
forward
him.
to say that he was the guy who made the original video as test footage for a short film.
No,
He
that guy
described in
turned out to
detail
be
how he did it,
bullshitter.
confirmed that he used the video effect from the 1990s, and as a bonus, he revealed that he has dabbled in kink and erotic photography and says, quote, "I've photographed a butthole or two in my time. They are not the same. Buttholes, like combustion-based 90s VFX elements, are more
Butthole
like
argument.
fingerprints. No two are alike." Is he telling the truth? I do not know.
I haven't
Anyone
looked
can
at many
go on
buttholes. I don't know.
Beyonce's internet and tell lies about VFX and buttholes. What we do know for sure is that it can be very costly to cast yourself as the main character in your own real-life conspiracy whistleblower movie. Unfortunately, I suspect that this won't be the last time someone scams Forbes, and I further suspect...
Yeah, and this video is from a year ago, so he's kept the grift going even a full-on year after the Corridor Crew debunking, after the Danny Jones, like, dismal performance and the butthole arguments. He still was able to keep the grift going for a full-on year more.
That he's going to continue to get interviewed by popular podcasts. Hey, you know, I wonder if Eric Weinstein is looking for a good guest. God help me, I'd tune in. I know. I'm
like her.
sick.
I like to cringe.
I love mess.
I like the mess too. All right, so that's it for that one. And the last video that I will share with you is the glorious crash out of Ashton Forbes responding to Professor Dave and just lying. He just lied. Starlight Warrior, who's been a big news show supporter, and I'm thankful to see that, just got here. Good to see you are still all over it, Stephen. Hope all is well. Yes, all is well, and thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support, and praising the cash.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
And I'm happy to say we're going to have new Praise the Cash Clown videos soon, but I'm still negotiating with the Star, right? A Starlight Warrior with another one pointing out, does he know it's illegal to buy classified info? He should know, right? He should, but he's a moron, so there's that.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
Spooky says, bless the goal. Yes, God bless the goal. So I've got one more video to share here, and that's Ashton's total crash out when he let me see. A Fake Professor is the name of Ashton's video. This is going to be good. So we haven't shared his reply to Professor Dave, who we know is a real scientist, and just completely and totally ripped Ashton's fake videos and fake science completely and totally to shreds. There's no denying that. This is what happens when a grifter goes up against a real scientist. He knows about as much about physics as a freshman in high school, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I'm no expert on physics for sure. My field of study in college and most of my life has been computer science, but still, I can spot a faker pretender physicist. And again, Ashton claims he's a self-taught physicist.
Wow. Ashton Forbes is a grifting fraud. Whoa, we're coming out pretty hot out of the gate there, man. Seems like you got some issues, bro.
I think that's an accurate statement.
Let's see what you got to say.
Hey, everyone. Of all the things I've debunked, I have yet to tackle technology-based conspiracies.
Yeah, that's probably because you don't know anything about technology, if I had to guess.
No, he just taught science in, schools, right? But he doesn't know anything about technology. But you do. Ashton Forbes is an IT administrator in like a hospital, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but that doesn't make him an expert on anything in physics for sure.
Well, it's time
he might
to
know
add that to the list,
databases.
because today we're going to address a pointless 2-bit grifter named Ashton Forbes. Who is he and what kind of bullshit does he push? Let's find out. Ashton Forbes is a self-declared journalist. Of course, he's not really a journalist. That's just what idiot frauds call themselves to sound more legitimate.
Wow. I'm not really a journalist? Why is that? Are there some credentials to be a journalist that I'm not really aware of?
Yes, you need a press pass. You might need a journalism degree, although I've been given press credentials by certain parties without a journalism degree.
I thought all you have to do to be a journalist is just report things. In fact, I've done more journalism on MH370 than all the mainstream media combined.
That's not called journalism, Ashton. That's called grifting.
Meanwhile, you are somebody who calls themselves a professor to sell yourself as a trustworthy scientific source, when in reality, you're a complete fraud who doesn't understand basic physics, and you just read scripts you don't even understand.
Bullshit.
Little bro, don't throw stones when your house is made of glass. Okay, buddy, you spent all this time to make this video, but you clearly never watched any of my content because you got everything wrong. You didn't even know I was actually invited on Joe Rogan. That's the reason why I pressed him. You didn't do your homework. Probably that's the same reason why you failed.
Yeah, in other words, Joe was going to have him until young Jamie found the debunks of the Corridor Crew and Danny Jones and warned Joe Rogan, oh, those videos are fake as shit. And then they rescinded the offer.
School twice. Ooh, let's go to the tape.
Yeah, he just said that Professor Dave flunked out of school twice. That is completely and totally factually inaccurate statement. He has never flunked out of school. Full stop. Ashton is so desperate to refute a real science expert pointing out his science is fake and his videos are fake that he's willing to just straight lie and make false claims to try to muddy the waters, right? Somebody's asking me to debate Ashton Forbes. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. You know, I once got an offer to do that on a very, very big show. And, but at the time I said, Ashton will not admit that the videos are fake. What are we debating, right? What are we going to debate? I don't think that we could agree on nearly anything when it comes to this whole story. But if the right situation presents itself, I would do that. But Ashton's not going to be able to use fake sources, anonymous Reddit posters, sock puppet accounts, fake CGI experts, fake VFX experts. I will rip him to shreds in a debate because the preponderance of the evidence is on the side of the skeptics. The videos are fake. There's really no disputing or debating that, but we can if you want to. But he's got to come with some real arguments, not butthole arguments.
Myself a 0 point energy. Oh, wait, that's not the right one. This one. Sorry, we got several.
And proponent of intelligent design, James Tour, wasn't a fan of the.
You know that I have not been a proponent of intelligent design.
And proponent of intelligent design, James Tour.
Okay, so he got one fact wrong. Does that invalidate his arguments against you? Not at all.
I just thought it'd be fun to have like a little persona. You know, Professor Dave. It's just a little name.
You know, I don't have a PhD in chemistry or anything, but I, you know, did work in, you know, I took courses with laboratory components.
Hey, I took courses with laboratory components, guys.
And he also taught chemistry at the college level, you moron. That would make him a professor in most people's eyes. I don't know.
That's basically a qualification, right? I took courses. I mean, am I a scientist? No. Do I have a PhD? No. Do I have a master's?
He's got a master's degree.
Master's degree? No.
He has a master's degree, I believe.
Do I have anything that's relevant at all for teaching? No, nothing at all. But you know what?
Except for the part where he did teach college level courses, you moron.
But I need to grift online and sell a whole bunch of fake science to people and pretend like I'm an expert. So I'm just going to call myself Dave because it's a fun little persona to just play pretend.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It wouldn't be a good faith debate.
Most of a master's in synthetic organic chemistry.
But I didn't really last
most
long.
Of a master's.
I did most of a master's, but I didn't really last long.
Dropped out in my second semester. I wanted
of intelligent design.
Because with a bachelor.
I dropped out of my second semester
for organic chemistry.
He didn't fail
at this
out. He
little
dropped
trade
out.
university.
There's a
It was pretty
difference,
lucky
you
break
moron.
because with a bachelor's degree, I was only supposed to teach the laboratory portion. But on the first day, the lecture instructor had this freak out. He just took off, and so my boss came up to me and he said, "Look, you got to go teach the lecture. There's nobody here." They offered me the job permanently, but contingent on me.
He's
getting a
grasping at
master's
really
at the same
stupid
time.
things here. Can't
Things
take
that
him
never
seriously.
happened for 1,000, Alex.
So I went over to Cal State Northridge to give a second shot at a master's degree in chemistry,
and found that I really, really hate it. I really didn't like it.
So just if you're paying attention at home, he dropped out of a small, basically automatic pass trade school course, couldn't hack it there, was given a job. He couldn't even keep his own job. He got fired from his job for not being able to do basic education. And
I believe that this is factually inaccurate as well, and Dave set the record straight on his second video about Ashton.
then he tried again, and he found out he failed again. Holy shit.
Do not enjoy doing chemistry.
but through a bunch of bureaucracy, quite frankly, I lost that job, so I had to withdraw.
The bureaucracy lost him the job.
Okay, so he was let go from a job. Ashton, you've never been let go from a job? I think all of us have.
It was the bureaucracy, everybody.
Notice he's not attacking the science that this guy put forth that proves that Ashton is a complete and total fucking moron. He's attacking him personally. That is a grifter. Oh, I can't argue with his science because his science points are all correct. I can't argue about those videos being fake because all the experts are correct. Those videos are fake as shit. So I'm going to attack him personally. And when I'm done, I'm going to threaten to dox him, destroy his family, take his wife away from him because I'm that kind of a person. Toxic prick.
It wasn't that he's a total failure and he's never been successful at anything related to science in his life. It was the bureaucracy.
Yes,
somebody
you are
else's
correct.
fault.
Thank you.
Guys, I can tell a Nepo baby in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it takes you. Here's my opinion, Kreishley. Kreishley is correcting me, and Kreishley says he has a whole master's degree. He taught at an accredited university. But no, he didn't learn electrical engineering from YouTube, so he's fake and a lying grifter. I don't care if it takes you 5 attempts, 10 attempts to get a master's degree. If you got a master's degree, most people would have said it's called a master's degree, which means you're a master at something, like a form of science called chemistry, right? Yes, not knowing facts, but attacking details. Exactly. Yeah, this is what the grifter will do. We can't argue with the science.
Seconds. Somebody that has never had a real job in their entire life. And
Never had a real job in his entire life. He taught at an accredited university, you moron. And he's got 1 million subscribers on YouTube or more, which means he doesn't need a job. He's doing better than you do with grifting, but he's not scamming anybody with fake shit.
that if they were not raised with a silver spoon in their mouth, they would basically be a homeless person on the street. And that's what Dave Farina is.
Okay. So he's calling him a Nepo baby who's never had a real job.
Now, some of you ask me, actually, before we even get to that, to really realize how much of a grifter this guy is, I didn't even watch his video. I'm just going to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, this is projection. Like, I'm not a grifter. The other guy is that's saying I'm a grifter.
I mean, I just saw, kind of scrolled through it. There's a literal in-video advertisement for Incogni. Use Professor Dave for 60% off, everyone.
Yeah, that's called having sponsors. There's nothing wrong with that.
Holy shit, how much of an absolute abject hypocrite can you be? Do these people have any self-awareness at all? I really think that they don't.
Wow, his followers will eat any excuse. Any excuse to keep tuning in to
All
the grift.
that effort making a video about me. You could have better spent making yourself smarter. Think about that. That's why I'm so much more intelligent than you.
Oh.
Because I spend my time advancing myself.
You mean reading fake science bullshit and regurgitating it?
You spend yours attacking other people who are better than you. Some of you ask me, Ashton, is it fair to call him a mentally ill retard Dave Farina? And I say yes. because I've diagnosed him with chronic dick rider syndrome.
Yeah, a guy who has a master's degree is retarded. Sure.
Where you're a loser with no original content. My content is physics and 0-point energy. Dave's content
Yes, fake physics and fake science. That's what your content is, Ashton.
is me. A lot of these Redditors' anger stems from jealousy and inadequacy. Now let's go take another look at his video. Look at the top comment. Oh, look, it's me. Funny listening to a mental...
Yes, Ashton Forbes bought a bunch of bots to like his video. And it's been proven that he bought bots. He bought bots to upvote his comment. They say, oh, mine is the top comment. Yes, because Professor Dave pinned it, you moron. You don't know how YouTube works.
Ill, failed musician / failed chemist also fail at basic physics. Just so you know, Dave, I am correct and will be proven correct. The best part is the internet never forgets. 4,700 upvotes.
That he bought. He bought those upvotes. And I know that because I used to manage people's social media accounts. If you have that many upvotes and no comments supporting your arguments, then you bought bots to get those upvotes.
And for the record, none of those are bought by bots.
It's been proven those were bots, Ashton, you liar.
The reason why that makes you so upset is because that's just how despised you are. And I'm just going to lay it down flat for you.
Yes, he's so despised that every reply to Ashton's comment was ripping him a new asshole for being a fraud and a grifter and a scammer and a fake scientist.
There are very powerful people that are supporting me because they know those videos are real. And so when
Name them. Name the people who say those videos are real. You mean like your grifter friends, your fellow wackadoos that aren't scientists?
Words like you post shit like this is the reaction you get. This is called real people, not the fake bubble that you live in.
Yeah, real people. You bought bots to upvote your comment, you fucking moron.
Of mentally ill Redditors. That's why you're so confused by the backlash. I mean, 4,700 upvotes.
Bots, yes.
On your own channel.
You bought bots,
calling
Ashton.
you a mentally ill retard.
It can be proven.
I gotta be honest, if that was my channel, it would sting. Just saying. To me, it's actually funny watching their reality shatter.
Bro is putting out
so
college level
sure
educational
that I'm
content
gonna get
for
destroyed.
free. Yes, he is.
And every time it backfires on them, and they get so mad. It reminds me of the Danny Jones podcast.
Yeah, he bought
when
them
the
because
Redditors
the
were
next video
experiencing
only got
cognitive
like
dissonance
500.
as all the claims that I was going to get destroyed just never materialized.
None of them commented. Yeah.
These guys are idiots. He thinks
track the upvotes, and they went up
exist.
1K in less than 10 minutes between 7:50.
Why
and 8
am I
PM.
not surprised that
In
a
other words,
twice-failed
people
chemist
proved that
doesn't
he bought
understand quantum
bots.
mechanics?
He bought bots.
Has you ever heard of the Casimir
None of them
effect?
commented.
How about
Yeah,
the
those are
Lamb
bots.
shift? How about the Aronhoff-Bohm effect?
He needed
These
a
are
win
all
so bad
experimentally
that he bought
proven
bots.
things. Lamb even won the Nobel Prize for it. 0-point energy has been proven for over 75 years. It's probably
Maybe, but nobody can prove that a free energy device is real in all that time.
older than your parents. You are such an imbecile. Holy shit. Have you ever heard of John Wheeler? The guy who coined black hole?
Again, notice he's not refuting any of the scientific based facts that this Professor Dave laid out to prove that Ashton is a pseudoscience moron, idiot, grifter. He's just going to regurgitate new shit, right? Why don't you go point by point and show us where Professor Dave was wrong? Is it because you can't?
And wormholes? How about Richard Feynman? They calculated the energy density of empty space
None of this proves anything.
to be 10 to the 120. Just because you're a little slow with numbers, that's 120 zeros.
Yeah, I think most people with a master's degree in organic chemistry would know what those numbers mean.
AKA a really big number. Have you ever heard of the Manhattan Project? They were like kind of a big deal on that thing. What was that phrase? Oh, yeah. You're not even worthy to lick their jockstrap, you science con artist piece of shit.
Oh, he's a science con artist. Can you show me him conning somebody with fake science? I'll wait. I'll wait, Ashton. Meanwhile, you've been conning people with fake science for several years now.
Now let's go to another clip. Myself a 0-point energy influencer. Because I realized I don't even need to prove the science or the physics. It's all out there. The papers are out there.
This dumbass is contradicting himself every time he opens his mouth. You don't need to prove what you're saying because the physics is out there. The paper.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't need to build anything to prove to you. Because if you aren't willing to do the minimum amount of research to
Yeah, just like Salvador Pius doesn't have to build anything to prove to us that he cracked free energy and anti-gravity. One of your grifter buddies, right? With the fake patents that don't mean shit, right? You're the one selling people free energy devices for $50,000. I don't think it's an abnormal request for somebody to say, show us it working. Plug it into your house and show us your house running on free energy. You liar, scammer, grifter, con artist, swindler.
Educate yourself, then why the hell should I do it for you, you dumbass?
Papers are out there. What papers? There are no.
What papers? What papers? How about let's start with the Defense Intelligence reference documents. Like, I go over them.
And again, Dave explains this. They are all theoretical papers. They do not prove that Ashton's fake science is real. They are theoretical in nature.
Pretty much all the time. You have to be a complete fucking retard to not realize that I review scientific papers practically every single live stream.
Yes, theoretical, unproven theories in papers are not proof of your theories, you moron. You know what would be proof of your theories? Build it. Build a teleporter. Come on, I dare you. Build a free energy device live on stream and show us it powering your house. If you can't, then your whole life is built on lies.
Really pull them up, go through them point by point. In fact, I've probably read more scientific papers in just the last week than you have in your entire fucking life.
I'm pretty sure you got to read a lot of scientific papers to earn a bachelor's and then a master's degree in organic chemistry, you moron.
I would put any amount of money on it. Any amount of money on it. If you don't know what the DERDs are, which I'm sure you don't, they're classified papers that were declassified under a FOIA request.
And they're theoretical.
In
They prove
2017.
nothing. They prove
so
nothing.
When you say, what do you mean they're available but not available? That's what I mean. I mean, hey, they had them on classified areas and then now they made them available.
Yeah. And
that's what I mean.
If they were such important classified secrets, they would never have been declassified, you fucking moron.
I'm actually doing a presentation on them next week in the Cosmic Summit.
A grifter conference.
The papers are hiding in plain sight, but they know that you're too stupid to ever even look at them.
And they say we
know
are
that
cherry
you've never
picking.
read a scientific paper in your life, and you would never even be able to comprehend.
He
them
reviews scientific papers, but doesn't understand.
That's really how retarded humans are. Prove me wrong. Tell me you've read one of the DERDs, even just one. There are 38 of them. I guarantee you've never read.
Oh, there you go. He's completely wrong on the science.
Meanwhile, I've read at least a dozen, maybe closer to like 20 of them.
The cosmic.
The government isn't hiding weapons programs?
Of course they are.
You think that the government doesn't have advanced technology? So what was that Wall Street Journal like just a few days ago, that article that came out that said UFOs are just a cover-up? The government has been using the UFO phenomenon to hide advanced weapons programs.
It doesn't prove that they can teleport planes out of the sky, you moron. It's called false. What he does is called false equivocation. The government is hiding weapons programs. Therefore, all my theories are true. These are advanced Star Trek-like weapons. No, they're not. You have no proof of that.
Was that just all made up too? So what is it? Are the UFOs fake, or is advanced technology fake, or is all of it fake?
He never said advanced technology were fake. He never said UFOs were fake even.
And if the UFOs are real and there are these things flying around in the sky, since you pretend to be a scientist, why don't you tell me what is the power source for that UFO hovering around? You tell me what kind of conventional combustion fuel could that UFO be using? Oh yeah, none. Because if aliens exist, they're not fire-worshipping primitives. They
Oh,
use
okay.
electricity and electromagnetism to get around.
No proof
Because
of
they're
that.
not morons who
Theory.
understand that the vacuum of space is not really an empty vacuum at all. In fact, even Einstein, if he was still alive, would know that.
Yeah, there's something called dark matter. So
Let me be clear about what's happening right now.
Space is not entirely empty, but it doesn't prove any of your theories.
For all you and your retarded followers.
Yeah, anybody who believes a real scientist is retarded. You should believe this fake self-taught physicist who reads theoretical papers and thinks that's totally proof of wormholes and Star Trek tech.
I'm the person that knows the MH370 videos are real.
You're the only person, really, who's claiming that. Well, you and your dumb as rocks followers who you've somehow hypnotized into believing you.
You're right. To some degree, I am a pretender. But I have something that's even better than a PhD. I have the answer sheet. So, of course, I want to debate. I talk to the smartest physicists on the planet. I'm going to wipe the floor with you.
I don't believe that's the case. He talks to wackadoos like Avi Loeb, who's a wackadoo who made a lot of money claiming that Oumuamua was an interstellar spaceship. He was completely wrong and disproven, and he's still selling the book. Who else does he talk to? Salvador Payas, the guy with the Navy patents that claims he cracked free energy and anti-gravity, but he can't show us anything working, of course. Those aren't the smartest physicists in the world, you asshole.
Smartest thing you ever did was dodging a debate with me.
He did not dodge the debate. In fact, I'll host it.
You had been exposed in front of all your brainwashed followers. We both know you're a complete fraud and loser. Don't worry. I know.
I have a feeling Professor Dave is going to have another video on him.
You're not a government asset.
And we'll cover it.
You're not remotely smart enough for that. You're just a complete retard who got past a fake 200-page defamatory document and you parroted it without checking any of the facts. Right, Dave?
Nonsense.
That's what happened, right? You got past a fake document about me from some mentally ill Redditors.
He's talking about the Reddit document that completely ruins Ashton's grift. He has never, point by point, refuted all the points in that document. He just calls the people who wrote it retarded.
And you just posted it, made a video about it, without checking any of the facts in there yourself.
I'm pretty sure he fact-checked every point that he made.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
See, the difference between us is that you read scripts you don't understand for your YouTube videos. Meanwhile, I actually learned the physics intuitively. And therefore,
he learned it intuitively. He didn't need college.
I can live stream about it. All your stuff is prepackaged content. You can't manage a live stream situation or a real situation that requires a back and forth. You claim my friends aren't real? Buddy, your whole life isn't real.
All right. I think we've seen enough. And the view counts are dropping off now. And we're losing audience because this is kind of like beating a dead horse. It's enough to say that Ashton is crashing out and the grift is coming to an end, right? None of these grifters that claim to have knowledge of the inner workings of the government have any idea of how the government actually works. I believe that. E.T. Templar says this Forbes guy needs to have his head dunked in the toilet. Dave is not doing any more videos on Ashton. Yeah, I guess, somebody threatens my family. I want to get away from that prick too, right? Saber says Ashton is a pathological liar and NPD manipulator. He's like hallucinating LLM trying to present itself as Carl Sagan. That is correct. Imagine two good and amazing things that would be accomplished if all these grifters put their energy towards positive things, right? Yeah, scientific papers exist. So this underweight man has a free energy device. Checks out. Yeah, that's one of those things, right? Overkill. This guy is toast. Yeah, it really is like kicking a dead horse 5x5. But I wanted to cover the crash out. I think that we have done our due diligence. I'll take some comments and questions from the live chat. I'll check in with the Kick chat once again, just to make sure we don't have any more support to call out. But I'm thankful for the support thus far. Thank you all for your kindness, generosity, and support. If there's any remaining super chats, send them now. And we didn't hit the overtime goal, but that's quite all right with me because honestly, I got slop. the overtime slop. Being verbally abusive doesn't prove facts, only shows that Ashton cannot prove facts. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I'll send you his email. Sure, no problem. 5x5. I appreciate it. And I did load the "That's All, Folks." So we're gonna end the show with your "That's All, Folks." I love it. Maybe we'll do something like, we got to come up with a catchy title. Like we have the Wacky World of Wilcock, and we're continuing our coverage of Wacky World of Wilcock and his crash out. We're going to come up with a title. But that's a great asset that's all, folks, to have to end the Ashton shows with. So thank you, 5x5 News. So we have done our due diligence. Comments and questions from the live chat, put them in all capital letters. 5x5 News, I'm glad you did, brother. Great show. Love you, man. Great. A fun chat tonight, says Trolly Troll Troll. Yeah, and please do go, and I will go over and I will pin. I'm going to pin. Can I pin it? No, I can't. Why can't I pin that message? Oh, replace pin message. Yes, I can. Please do go over and subscribe to our clips channel. I promise this week I'm going to find time. I have a few clips sitting already produced to be uploaded. Maybe I'll do that tonight. And thank you all for your kindness, generosity, and support. And while I have you here, people have been asking about the new show, The Internet Insanity Circus. I'm still getting it together, but I have good news. We have 2 female co-hosts that have so far signed up, and those female co-hosts are both former lolcow queens. Lynx and Grace Thorpe will be co-hosts. We're only going to have 2 hosts for the Internet Insanity Circus, me and someone else. So far we have Lynx has agreed to be one of those co-hosts, and Grace Thorpe. I know they're very controversial figures, but that's kind of the point, right? That's kind of the point. It drives traffic when you have controversial hosts, and I'm here for it. Why, I have no idea Avi Loeb went on Ashton's podcast, as if Avi couldn't get exposed as more of a grifter. That is correct. Aaron Flores, let's do another Koberger episode to wrap it up. He already said he's guilty. Let's wrap it up. Yeah, we should probably do that, Aaron Flores. For those unaware, Brian Kohlberger, who interestingly, Aaron Flores, his parents live 5 minutes, maybe 10 or 15 actually. His parents live very near my cabin in the Poconos, and that's where he escaped to with his father after the murders, and he has pled guilty to the murders, I believe, to avoid the death penalty, if I am correct. But we covered the Kohlberger, we covered those tragic murders. I lived 1 minute away. Well, that's interesting. We've covered the tragic murders, and now he has pled guilty. Maybe we should bookend it just for people, and then we can play all 3 of the episodes, right? Yeah. And a few people have asked me, just a bit of business, a few people have asked me, every year on the anniversary of Roswell, we play our Roswell special. Is it July 7th? Yeah, I believe it's July 7th. We missed it. I didn't get them together to do the replays. Every year we play, we have a huge deep dive. It's like, I don't know if it's like 12 or 16 or 18 or 24 hours even. I think there's 3 and they're 8 hours, I think. I'm not sure. I have to look at them. We didn't play them this year on the anniversary, but we'll be playing them this weekend. So did I send you the unredacted version of the Little Black Epstein book yet? Yes, and I'm considering dipping my toes in that conspiracy. But, that's going to be like I don't know, kind of, most of me wants to stay out of that one. But we may dip our toes into that. I'm going to play us out with a video that I mentioned earlier. Was created by Dave at Dyork55, Dyork 55 on Twitter. And it's about Ashton and the cult of Ashton Forbes and how it's going. So I think we've done our due diligence. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be doing the Wacky World of Wilcox show. UAP Andrew says it's a time investment. Yeah. Yes. That would be great, says Trolly Troll Troll. There was a lot, and I love those marathons, says Arlene. I appreciate that, Arlene, and thank you for always being there to moderate the live chat. We never have any problems when you're there, and I appreciate your help. So we have done our due diligence. One last thing to check in with, and that is the PayPal pledges. If you are feeling generous, a great way to support the show is to email us, PayPal us at truthseekershow@gmail.com, especially if you're going to send a large amount. As you know, some of the platforms take an awful large percentage. But some people, wow, we have initials DO with the kind and generous $100 PayPal pledge. Initials DO says, wanted to thank you for the excellent coverage of the Wilcox and Good fiasco. Well, thank you, initials DO. Very, very kind and very, very generous of you. Very, very kind and very, very generous of you. And before that, we had initial CW with a kind and generous $100 PayPal pledge. Very, very kind and generous of both of you. So thank you, initials DO, for the PayPal pledge, who said wanted to thank you for the excellent coverage of the Wilcox Good fiasco. And initials CW, who did not send a note, but also sent a $100 PayPal pledge. Very, very kind and generous of all of you. So thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. I have a few videos to play us out with. One of my favorite music videos will include in the outro here. But for now, we want to take a moment to thank all of you for your kindness, generosity, and support, especially you PayPal pledgers, because as you know, I get to keep most of that. So thank you so much, initials DO and initials CW. Very, very kind of you. But we thank all of you Patreon supporters, you YouTube channel members, you people becoming subscribers on Kick or YouTube channel members on YouTube. We thank those of you gifting YouTube memberships, you people sending super chats, super stickers, super thanks. Hey, did you know, even if you're watching a replay, you can hit that thanks button and throw a couple bucks in our hat. And we appreciate all of you. And I thank every single person who supports the show live on air. If by some weird thing I miss one, we always call them out the very next day. So thank you all for your support and helping us to praise the cash.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
Yes, thank you for your kindness. We'll take our fair use banner down, but I just want to let people know that occasionally somebody will false copyright claim us for using clips under fair use. We've won every one of those false copyright claims under appeal, and in many cases, we have gotten the strike reverted to somebody else's channel who falsely claimed us. So I have excellent lawyer letters standing by. If you're dumb enough to try that, we win them all. It is okay. So I will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope that you will be here with me. No place I would rather be. So that's all I got for you, friends. Until next time, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you.
In the age of the internet where truth's hard to find, Ashton Forbes made a claim that caught the world's eye. A video of MH370 with orbs that did glow. But soon the experts came and said, hey, that's just not so. Oh, the MH370 hoax, it's a temporal rise. Ashton Forbes said, hey, it's the truth. But his claims fell flat with VFX and stock images. He tried to fool the wise, but the truth came to light, and the hoax, it did die. The clouds in the footage, they matched a stock site. No proof that the plane was MH370, that's right. The video was crafted with care and with skill, but the truth, it was hidden behind a veil of ill will. Oh, the MH370 hoax, it's a temporal rise. Ashton Forbes said, hey, it's the truth, but his claims fell flat with VFX and stock images. He tried to fool the wise, but the truth came to light, and the hoax, it did die. The world was fooled for a moment or two, but the truth, it prevailed, and the hoax, it withdrew. Ashton Forbes, he tried with all of his might, but the truth, it was stronger and shone through the night. Ashton Forbes said, hey, look at that cloud, but his claims were just a bunch of hot air. The clouds in this video, they matched a stock site, no proof that they moved or evolved, that's right. Ashton Forbes said, hey, it's volume trick light, but his claims were just a visual light. The video was crafted with stock images and lies, no evidence of advanced lighting, that's no surprise. Ashton Forbes said, hey, it's satellite USA 2219, but his claims were just a cosmic mind. The video was a hoax, that much is clear. No evidence of satellite footage, that's the final frontier. I want everyone to remember, these videos are fake. For always and forever, believing they're real is a mistake. Lives were lost, people died, families were torn apart. These lies are spread for one's pride. Ashton Forbes said, hey, it's F-1 drones, but his claims were just a military clone. The drones in the footage, they were just CGI. No evidence of drones operating over water, that's the truth, you see. Ashton Forbes said, hey, it's Edward C. Lynn, but his claims were just a treason. The spin, the video was a hoax, that much is clear. No evidence of leaked videos, that's the final find. He's MH370 hoax, it's a temporal rise. Ashton Forbes said, hey, it's the truth, but his claims fell flat with VFX and stock images. He tried to fool the wise, but the truth came to light, and the hoax, it did die. In the end, we must be wary of the tales that we hear, for the truth, it can't be hidden behind your veil of fear. But with critical thinking and a careful eye, we can see through the deception, and the truth, it will fly.
Welcome to the Cult of Ashton Forbes, a limited-time exhibit exploring one man's descent into delusion and the loyal few who followed him. As you journey through these curated works, you'll encounter the iconography, ideology, and internet meltdowns that defined a movement built on plasma orbs, Adobe After Effects, and the Video Copilot Jetstrike Pack. Please proceed to the first piece when you're ready. Here we see the early spiritual awakening of Ashton, depicted mid-sermon in what scholars believe was called the Orb Room. Note the frenzied devotion in the eyes of his followers, each clutching a book titled, I Believe in ORBs, which was coincidentally ghostwritten by ChatGPT. Behind Ashton is a highly scientific diagram that clearly proves MH370 was teleported, possibly using Microsoft Paint. His fashion choices, a fringed vest over a wrinkled shirt, evoke both survivalist grit and basement podcast energy. Historians still debate whether the chart connects MH370 to another dimension or just to his Patreon link. This painting is widely considered a turning point in orb theology, when delusion finally eclipsed doubt. This work captures Ashton during the Kool-Aid phase of his movement, an era marked by aggressive merch and declining grip on reality. The banner behind him reads, MH370 Teleportation Event, which was the name of both his PowerPoint series and his failed dating app. Note the branded 40RB punch, allegedly only to be consumed until directed, per the handwritten sign, a rule honored about as seriously as his evidence. Ashton's signature move here, the raised hand and the sunglasses indoors, was known as the Ascension Pose. His followers remain captivated, though several were later seen at a Sam Bankman-Fried cryptocurrency retreat. The shirts bearing MH370X were rumored to grant truth-seeing vision, but mostly just blocked job opportunities. Our next piece in this collection captures Ashton barefoot and shirtless, in what was clearly the apocalyptic final days of orbism. The inscription behind him reads, "The orbs took MH370, now we do the taking," a sentiment that aged like milk. Followers here are shown in peak devotion, wearing t-shirts with slogans like, "I want Ashton's orbs," which sparked numerous HR complaints. The candlelight setting was not symbolic. The cult had simply failed to pay the electric bill. This image is widely believed to depict Ashton's final sermon, delivered just before he tried to teleport himself using only diet pills and a green screen. He is still rumored to be broadcasting from a storage unit somewhere in Nevada, waiting for the next portal to open. Our last piece in the series is a contemporary cult tableau, set in what scholars refer to as the Church of Flyentology. Quick, somebody give Acme Bum Factory all sorts of credit and acclaim for supposedly having coined that term. Lord help us if little Napoleon doesn't have his ego stroked here. Good, back to the exhibition now. Now fully institutionalized, Ashton stands in a matching tracksuit, a uniform requirement for all enlightened level 4 initiates. Behind him, we see the sacred teleportation event timeline, last updated on a whiteboard minutes before this sermon. Notebooks filled with ORB sketches abound. It was important to get the orbs exactly right, or risk excommunication, via Twitter block. One disciple has been noted to clutch a binder labeled Gorgon Stare Evidence, which turned out to be 83 screenshots from Reddit. Critics call this the Scientology phase of the movement, though the Church of Flyentology denies all similarities, except for the lawsuits. And before we move on to our next piece, somebody please give Acme Bum Factory another kudos, lest we start having to deal with hurt feelings lawsuits. Thank you for visiting the Ashton Forbes wing of modern delusion. We hope today's exhibit has challenged your perception of reality, and possibly your faith in broadband internet. Please exit through the gift shop, where you'll find t-shirts, orb detection manuals, and complimentary Kool-Aid samples, now with 30% more Gorgon Stare. On behalf of the curatorial team and our shadowy sponsors at the Sierra Nevada Corporation and Lockheed Martin, we wish you a safe return to consensus reality. Until next time, believe responsibly, and don't abandon all logic and rational thinking just because a grifter tells you to.